All right, welcome everybody. Those of you that are brand new, you're in for a treat. Just pull your seatbelt very tight so you don't fall off your seat when you see some of the amazing things that we're going to show you. For those of you that are trader owners or just returning to investigate and get more questions answered, welcome as well. We're happy to provide you everything you need as we serve you that will give you a true transformation. And I'll talk about that a little bit when I get started. So my name's Edward Pereira. I'm your host, my co-host, Attilla, my very good friend and business partner. And we're soon to be joined, hopefully. There he is, right on cue. I just said, hopefully, soon to be joined by Mr. Fast Eddie Barsinister. Ed Barsano, the incredible gentleman, very generous creator of what you're going to see today, which is the GoBabyTrade platform. So I'm gonna get started by, yes, sponsored by Smartwater. How many bottles do you have? That's going to tell us how many.
Only one today.
Oh, well, all right.
I'll get another one if I have to.
We need to be concise. All right. So the little behind the scenes is that Mr. Barsano and I were speaking earlier in the week, and said, "Hey, we're hitting all the points. We're doing great." And I shared with him that somebody yesterday or within the last 2 weeks had shared that when we were trying to curb it to 3 hours, we were getting comments, Anthony and others, hey, the other guys can go, stick around, Ed, and answer questions. He goes, oh man, I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but a lot of people are telling me that. So we'll go a practical length. But I'm going to bring up my screen and share some expectations of what you are going to spend your time with or on today. So bear with me. Okay. Everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do it slightly out of order. I'll cover disclaimers. As Mr. Hevesy said, we're not financial advisors, but we'll cover that in a minute. So what can you expect today? Transformation. Transformation, I say that very boldly and big, bold letters, is because you're going to see something today that you have never seen anywhere else because it doesn't exist anywhere else. We're going to spend about 45 minutes doing a deep dive into the GoBabyTrade core features, what it means to you, how it can literally transform. The word of the day is transformation. It gives you the opportunity, if you choose, to transform part or as much as your financial life in the new digital revolution as you would like. I mean, everybody's been watching the news, right? You can't, unless you've been living under a rock, everybody's talking about the space. And the fact that you've taken time out of your schedule to come visit us and to learn, it means you're one of I saw a publication, 2% of the people on the planet that are actually engaged some way, shape, or form in crypto. So consider yourselves the experts and jump in front of everybody else. You'll see how the system automates crypto trading 24/7, 365. We'll beat that drum all the way through because it literally is. Once it takes you about 10 minutes to set it up. If you have a Coinbase or Kraken account, once it's connected, you pick your cryptos and you hit go, and you never have to touch it again. You'll see what we call, or what I've coined, the $1 billion report, and how it identifies optimal trading opportunities, and that'll make a whole lot of sense. And if your eyebrows don't raise over the back of your head when you see that report and how you can maximize your profits, then you better check your heartbeat. You'll see a live demonstration, actually a couple of live demonstrations of your platform. If called upon, I'll show you my simulation of what has happened over the last 4.5 months, and it will blow your socks off. Like I said, strap in tight, because you're going to fall off your chair when you see it. And then you see why it represents the only true set it and forget it trading system. You've heard about bots this and bots that. There is no system like this that literally, once set up, it automatically trades and manages your money. Like I said, you can set it and just watch it make money, period. With that, I'll turn it over to my good friend, Attilla Hevesi, and we'll get, well, actually, bear with me just one moment. I told you that I would cover disclaimers. So yes, with the red screen, I'll take a second. I'm not going to read it word for word, but it's what you're going to see today and every week. You're watching these. We posted on our YouTube channel. You'll also, as you've registered, anybody that's registered, even if you didn't make it, will get a recording within the next 48 hours. So we are not financial, investment, tax, or legal advisors at all. We're not giving any advice whatsoever. We will answer questions appropriately. If asked, you can email us and we will give you some suggestions of folks. If we can't answer the questions because we're not advisors, we can direct you to some resources that would gladly help. We're not giving any legal advice either. The results aren't guaranteed. We will tell you very strongly based on fact of what has happened since the release of this platform in 2001. And we're not promising any guarantees or future returns and, the whole blah, blah, blah. We're just not. But if you know this market, if you really read in and absorb what we're going to show you, it's a no-brainer. Everything that you see, do, and employ is at your own risk. And everything that you see and we give you is an as in we're going to give you the absolute facts. You can ask all the questions that you want, but that's it. That's the rest of my red speech, and I'll turn it over to Attilla. Thank you again for joining us.
Yeah, awesome introduction, Edward. Thank you so much. My name is Attilla Hevesi. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And my job today is to just tell you a little bit about my background and how it is that I met Mr. Barsano 13 years ago. And as a result, all of you are here today. Pretty interesting story. But my background is purely financial. I've always been doing something financially related. In my early days, financial advisor. But then best move I ever made by far, 5 years ago, I decided, we got a little echo going on there. I don't know what the heck that's about. Do you hear that?
No.
Okay. About 5 years ago, I decided, the timing was just right for me. So I decided to proactively jump in headfirst into the whole, what I call the digital money revolution, which is, cryptocurrency, blockchain, decentralized finance, AI, everything. The DPIN, I mean, you name it. There's like 5 or 6 other things. And really, it's the best move I ever made because I missed the internet revolution. And there was, tens and tens of thousands of people that became multimillionaires from an investment standpoint because they understood what was coming. Well, I understood 5 years ago what was coming. And it's delivered and it's still early. That's the beautiful thing. We cannot live 10 lifetimes and have this kind of financial opportunity. You'll hear more of that from our special guest. But I mean, talk about being in the right place at the right time. And then within that realm of being in the right place at the right time, we have this automated, robotic, autonomous trader of crypto with AI that gives us that cash flow component. And that's so important because there's a ton of people out there that are hodlers. Hodlers means they're holding on for dear life. They buy and they hold. And that's not a bad strategy because it will pay off in this space. It will pay off, but it's extremely frustrating because it takes a while. And my holdings have come a long way, but it's still early. They've got a long way to go and it's going to get there. But earning cash flow in the interim, there's nothing like it. And we've got that for you today. So let me explain what happened here and how I met Mr. Barsano. In 2000, well, first of all, his background is very interesting. After the Navy, he ended up getting a job, one of the first 300 people hired at Microsoft by Bill Gates. Did very, very well at Microsoft for 9 years before he retired. Still a young man. He was less than 40 years old.
I'm still a young man now.
Yes, you are. Young spirit too. And basically what happened was after he retired, he was bored. So he started dabbling in the stock market, bought a lot of the tech stocks, and he got his fortunately for all of us, he got his rear end handed to him in the stock market and lost a large part of his wealth. Now, why do I say fortunately? Because he basically understood that the average person was taken advantage of, the average person was gambling, and that he was set out that he was going to level the playing field. That was his goal. And he wanted to enable the average person, the masses, all of us on the Zoom, and the average person to not gamble and have a very fair shot, legitimate shot at making money every day, every other day, every third day in the stock market. So what did he do? He took his time and he developed from the ground up the world's first fully robotic autonomous stock market trader. This was for the average person. This was not for Wall Street. This was not for the uber wealthy. And this thing was pretty cool. Now, he marketed that at various, investment clubs, 1-on-1, 1-on-5, 1-on-20, whatever. But he really gained a lot of traction in 2012 when I met him. He was approached by a marketing company and they ended up teaming up. Reluctantly, he joined this marketing company, teamed up with them, but they did sell, shoot, in
Like
excess of
$16
15.
million worth of licenses.
Was it 16 million or 18?
I think it was 16.
So that's what I thought too. $16 million in 2 years of licenses. And this is a 3-year license. So they did very well. But you know how partnerships are. They're tough. And he decided at the end of the day to go back on his own and was marketing it till 2019 when he sold out the whole concept to a hedge fund that had previously purchased many, many licenses from him. Now, I met Ed in 2012 when a mutual friend said, Attilla, how would you like to trade the stock market and not do anything? And I was like, what? How is that even possible? He said, well, technology's come a long way, and there's a robotic trader I want to introduce you to, and I want to introduce you to the man that developed it. So I looked at it, I met Ed, and I said, wow, I've always wanted to trade the stock market, but I never wanted to put in the time to learn how. I'm not a technical guy. I'm a big picture guy. So I said, let's do it. So I bought the trader. It worked amazingly. So just listen to this, how this thing worked. It was amazing. Now, back then, this is 13 years ago, it was not web-based. It was software that was downloadable. So it was kind of tedious and cumbersome to download. It was about an hour, hour and a half. But once it was downloaded, Monday morning when the stock market opened at 9:30, it turned itself on. It traded for you all day. And at 4 o'clock when the market closed, it shut itself off. 100% unattended. Never been seen before. I mean, it's amazing now. Imagine what it was like, 20, 25 years ago. Pretty darn amazing. So the bottom line is that he did very well with this. I bought the trader, and I actually helped him market it a little bit back then. I mean, I was active in that marketing company, and we broke bread. We went to various meetings around the country. We were walking up and down aisles of airplanes, showing our laptops how the trader worked. It was a pretty crazy time. But anyway, when we fast forward now to 2019, there were people from that era that owned the stock trader that were encouraging Ed to start and build a trader for crypto. And he was busy. He really didn't pay attention. But in 2020, he took it seriously, started from the ground up, from ground zero, and built a robotic autonomous trader for cryptocurrency with AI. And he launched that in April of 2021. Now, this is where the story takes a little interesting twist. March 2024, I was sitting at my desk. I had a little bit of a rough day at the office, so to speak. I was frustrated with a few things. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I've got a good portfolio of crypto, but how do I just keep my stable coins and my crypto earning more crypto on itself? Because like I said, I am a cash flow guy. My parents always said when I was younger, growing up, cash is king. I believe that's out the window. I believe it's been replaced with cash flow is king. If you have enough cash flow in the household every month, that's a good month. If there's not enough cash flow, that's a rough month. So it took me 24 hours, but it hit me between the eyes. about a day later, and I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot about Ed Barsano, my friend from 2012. I'll bet somewhere in the last 4 or 5 years, he developed a trader for crypto. I still had his phone number in my iPhone. I tracked him down. We spoke for 3 hours. He confirmed my hunch. He said, yeah, I rolled this out in April 2021. And he said these exact words. He said, Attila, this is light years. The crypto trader is light years ahead of the stock trader. And I said, how come? He said, 4 reasons. Now listen closely, folks, because this is the nitty gritty to my part. Number one, he said, Attila, you know, if you want to make money in trading of any kind, Forex, precious metals, stocks, crypto, you got to have extreme volatility. And there's no asset class with more volatility than crypto. I said, exactly right. I agreed immediately. That's accurate. Number two, he said, the stock market trades 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto, 24/7. Big advantage. I said, that's right. Number three and four is what really blew my mind. He said, Attila, I created it's not downloadable software anymore. It's not tedious. It's not cumbersome. I made it web-based. And I said, Ed, I'm not quite sure exactly what that means. He said, well, I could have you trading live. When you buy the license, I could have you trading live in less than 10 minutes connected to your Coinbase or Kraken account. I said, what? I said, let's do it. We went live, and in about 8, 9 minutes, I was connected to trading live with my Coinbase account for just under 10 grand. Folks, that blew me away because I remember what it was like in 2012. Nothing like that. But the fourth thing is the most important thing to me, and it should be to you all. And here's why. I'm embarrassed to say in the last 5 years, I've lost a lot of money in 5 different cash flow blockchain projects. That was not fun. Now, going in, I knew I would lose some money because it's a new nascent space and I was a guinea pig. I was expecting to lose some money, but not the amount of money I lost. Now, I made more than I lost, but nobody wants to lose money. Why did I lose those funds? Because I did not control my crypto. It was at a third-party exchange or wallet. When things went south, I couldn't get to my crypto. So number 4 item that Ed shared with me says, Attila, I created an API connection. This connection connects to your own Coinbase or Kraken account. So you and only you control your crypto 1,000% of the time. I said, hallelujah. That's the holy grail. People can feel 1,000% safe that their funds are secure. That's the most important thing in this space, folks. Profits are great, but not if your crypto's at risk, right? So those 4 things really blew me away. And then the only thing I could ask all of you to do right now, before I turn it over to Edward again for a minute, is understand clearly what this man has created. He's leveled the playing field. So listen carefully now, without anybody being an accredited investor, without anybody knowing anything about crypto, without anyone knowing anything about trading, really, you don't even need to know that much about computers. You could now make money in your sleep. Maybe not every single day, but often enough where you're going to have so many profits versus non-days of profits that you will be absolutely thrilled with this platform. And we have people on today that are here for like the 5th time that are already very thrilled because they see what it's like. The only people, and you'll hear this again later, the only people that are not thrilled or are very skeptical are the ones that don't own the trader. And I understand that to a point, but just listen and watch carefully today, okay? Because that's what this is about. The second thing that I'm going to ask all of you to take into serious consideration, when we say this is set it and forget it, we are so serious about that, as serious as a heart attack. There's nothing out there with a 25-year track record, with these kind of results, with AI, with what this does and how it manages your money, that is set it and forget it. What does that mean? That means no screen time. You don't need to be in front of it at all. to make your profits and for it to do what it does it for you every day. So that's very unique to the marketplace. With that, before I introduce Mr. Barsano, I want to turn it back for 1 or 2 minutes again to my friend Edward. He switched gears about 5 months ago with his paper trading account, and the numbers are mind-boggling. So Edward, do you mind sharing your screen and showing me what you showed me last week? Because you blew my mind when these numbers every week they're getting crazier. But
Indeed.
do
Thank
your
you.
thing.
Thank you. So I mentioned on the onset, the expectations is that you're going to see what we call the $1 billion report, and I'll show you the results of that, of utilizing that. And Mr. Barsano and his team created that and implemented it about 8 months ago, and it literally is transforming an already mind-blowing system. And I'll explain why. So let me bring up my my simulation. So the onset, without telling anybody, without discussing with even with Attilla or Mr. Barsano, I said, okay, well, let's prove the point if in fact this $1 billion report works. And guess what? It did. So with that, can you see my screen?
Seeing is believing, folks. Seeing is believing.
Seeing is believing. So let me set some expectations. So when you purchase the license, it automatically, even before you connect it to your Coinbase or Kraken account, it automatically starts paper trading. But when it starts paper trading, the system does not know if it's real money or not. It doesn't know whether you're simulating or live trading. So all of these results that you see, and I'll step through a couple of points and not steal Mr. Barsano's thunder because it's his genius that created this, but I do want to point out some of the highlights. So again, it doesn't, the exact same results would have happened if I started with real money, but this was just to prove the point. So with that, Bonk, Ando, Pepe, and With, and you'll get a chance to see, and Mr. Barsano will explain later when you actually see the $1 billion report. But all I did was pick 3 out of top 10. When I talked in the expectations that it gives you the opportunity to utilize or to understand without any research on your own how to pick or identify. You really don't have to do that because the report does it on a monthly basis. It resets all of the profitable trades. And by the way, that's another key point. This platform has been designed on purpose to never sell at a loss, ever. There has not been one automated losing trade. The only way that you can lose is if you tell it to manually sell a position. So keep that in mind. You're gonna see and hear a lot of information, but we're trying to point things out as key. And the good news is if anybody that's here or registered, even those that didn't make it, will get a replay of this within about 24 hours, within 48 hours, 24 hours. We post it on the Financial Intelligence website, YouTube channel, that is, and you can watch it slowly. You can speed us up to 5x and we sound like chipmunks, but facts are facts. Results are seen. So on the left-hand side, I started the simulation with $100,000, and it was 4.5 months ago. On the 25th of August will be 5 months. So consider and do your math based on that. The current value of the account is up 30% in total. It's taken almost $9,000 in the last 30 days in profit. Automated, set it and forget it. Didn't have to touch it, just watch it make money. It's kind of like the ATM of Edward or Anthony or anybody. Just replace the name. In that 4.5 months, on the $100,000 without touching anything, it has made over $38,000. Now you annualize that, and that comes a shade over 105%. And as Mr. Barsano will comment later, if 100% on your money annually bores you or you think it's not enough, tell me where else you can get 1/100th of that. on a steady basis with very mitigated risk. And I say mitigated risk, it's almost no risk, because unless a coin goes out of business or you change the strategy to mess things up, then it's pretty much a no.
Edward, forget about 100. Where can you get 100%? Where can you get 20%?
You can't quite. That's a good point. If you're not
come on
making
now.
20, yeah. So I don't know. So I apologize because Mr. Barsano's made it almost boring to make money in my sleep. So
It is.
I'm a little bit jaded in the fact that
Yeah.
it just does it all by itself, and it makes incredible profits. And to the new ears that are here, you're saying, wait, did he say 100%? Yes. So you're going to get a chance to see one of many of Mr. Barsano's real live trading accounts, and it will give evidence. The reason why I did this again was to prove the value of the tools that are in the system, as if the system needed any more help. It just does it for you, but in a matter of 4.5 months, not 3.5 years, which you'll get that reflection as well. Where else are you going to make that money? By the way, if you are not making 20% on your money, you're just getting poor slower. Between the economy, the fiat economies, the centralized economies spitting out money, they're getting ready to lower rates again, which means the money machine is going to get cranked up again. Every dollar that's printed and put into circulation lowers your purchasing value. Not to mention inflation, that they said the CPI numbers should be that we're about 2.5%. Those are people that have not climbed out under a rock since the 1970s and have bought anything at a real live store. So 100%, not guaranteed, but let's say it did 30%. You're still beating the averages, and you don't have to do anything for it. You don't have to stare at screens. You don't have to do anything. You just light it up. And it's a legacy money machine. As Mr. Barsano says, it's just free money. So with that, we'll go through the other parameters when Mr. Barsano gets a chance. But
Okay.
actually, let me draw your attention. Look at the bottom. We'll put this into context later. Look, this all happened, what's today, the 13th? All of these profit goal reached are sells. These are the profits. It literally sold all day long yesterday. Actually, early in the day, it bought a few positions, but later in the day, it sold them. You didn't have to have employees. You didn't have to pay their health insurance, nothing. So I could go on, as these two gentlemen know, for hours, but there you go. There's a snapshot. It just flat out works. With that, I'll turn it back over to Mr. Hevesy to introduce our superhero, Fast Eddie.
Yeah,
Barsano.
thanks. That's great. That's a mind-blowing number after only that short amount of time, starting with 100K. And somebody asked, is that adjusting any of the settings? We don't adjust any of the settings. Here's why. Folks, listen carefully, because this comes up every Zoom, every week. Mr. Barsano has a 25-year track record of optimizing these traders. And previously, he had 10 screens of settings where people can, 10 screens, like we always say, Ed, 10 screens where people can blow themselves up, and they did, okay? Now he's got it down to one screen, and if you're a masochist and you want to blow yourself up, start changing those settings, okay? Now, obviously, if you're somebody that comes in with an inordinate amount of money, like $200, $300, $500,000, $1 million, send a message to support@GoBabyTrade.com and say, I'm starting my trader with a lot of money. Are the settings good for that amount of money, or do we need to tweak them? And corporate will be happy to have a conversation on that. Otherwise, don't change settings. Don't tweak settings. Stay away from that screen. You could tell I'm passionate because I know Mr. Barsano since 2012. I dealt with a lot of people with the stock trader, and I saw people get hurt. And no matter what we say, people buy the license, and 2 weeks later they reveal they change the settings, and then Mr. Barsano's, oh, no wonder I'm seeing what I'm seeing with your trader. You changed the settings. I get it now. But anyway, that's that. So that's always asked. Now, Ed Barsano, As always, thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to ask you some key questions, but usually in the last 4 or 5 weeks, you've had some comments you want to interject based on
Yes.
introductions. So I want to give you
Right.
your fair time.
Yeah, I got a few comments to make after listening to you guys.
So
All right.
how is it, Mr. Barsano, that you're able to, from a sophisticated perspective, keep track of all these questions that you have? Or do you have some new technology? Do you have
Yeah,
the
I
newest
have my
iPad?
Apple 101 device here. I take notes when you guys are talking, and
All right.
and I think of the stuff I'd like to, you don't know how many times I wanted to just jump right in there, but I didn't want to, mess up your train of thought. So I had willpower this week, which I don't normally have. First off, I want to thank Crypto Casey for inviting me to talk to her audience. Thank you so much. And those of you who believe in Crypto Casey, I mean, you're right. She knows a real lot. She knows a lot more than I know about the crypto space. There's no question about that. But what I've been doing for 25 years, what I learned is that the secret to the market, and this is the hardest thing for all of you, is to unlearn all the misinformation that's out there. And that's the challenge. Because you think what we're talking about here is impossible because you're basing it on all the misinformation you've been living with your whole life. If you took away the misinformation, then you wouldn't question that, that the software could just crank out money out of the market. I talk to people every day. Everywhere I go, I mention crypto, even if I'm in line. And it's worked perfectly because the new vernacular for, like, when you walk into a business, they used to say, "May I help you?" Right? Some of you older folks might remember those days when you walked in and someone said, when you walked right up to the counter, they say, "May I help you?" Or what can I get for you? Whatever, something like that. Now they say, "How are you?" That's the new thing. They all say it, every one of them. "Hi, how are you?" And my answer is the same every time. "Crypto's up, I'm up." Of course, that throws them off because they don't know what a crypto is. And that surprises me that they don't, because I think of the stock market back in 2000, why I got hammered in that crash is because I was following all the misinformation out there. And I was just in all the tech stocks from the 90s, and they were all going up, so I didn't have anything to think about. I didn't have to know anything. Except when it crashed, I realized, wow, I didn't have any of the protections in place, to prevent me from getting hammered. So that's why I automated the market. But the biggest problem you're going to have in believing that the market is just free money is your misbelief that it could be real, because you're thinking the market is something other than it is. You're thinking that it's not numbers going up and down. I don't know what it is you're thinking that it is. That you're thinking that it has to be some magic, or you have to have some vast knowledge, or you have to know where a coin's going to go day by day. And you don't need to know any of that stuff. It's just numbers going up and down. And it's the easiest game in town, to be honest. And why is it better than stocks? We say, well, I heard Attilla, you said stocks are just 24/7. It's more than that, you know.
Crypto's 24/7.
Oh yeah, right. Stocks are not 24/7. The
Right.
biggest thing is it's the misinformation that's out there in the stock market. But not only that, the stock market's riddled with anti-you. Anti-you. It's designed to hurt you. If you have under $25,000 in the stock market, you cannot do more than 3 round trips in a 5-day period. What is a round trip? The buying and the selling of the same coin on the same day. If I buy, say, Alchemy Pay or Bitcoin, let's say Bitcoin, everyone knows what that is. We can talk about Bitcoin in a bit, but if I buy Bitcoin today and I sell it today because it went up a little bit, Because you notice it doesn't just go up, 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 up. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down. And then a lot of times it goes all the way down. Here's my prop, my smart water prop. I like this bottle because it's a real long bottle. It goes down and then it goes back up. And it goes down and then it goes back up. You see, if it kept going up, 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 it would be at 500,000 right now. But it doesn't do that. It goes down actually more than it goes up. You get a lot of down days, and then it goes up, and then it goes down, and then it goes up. And if you're a buy and holder, you're just sitting on it. But in any case, you couldn't do this. You'd have a hard time doing this in the stock market, because as soon as when it goes down and you buy it, and if it goes up and you sell it on the same day you bought it, that's one round trip. And you can only do that 3 times in a 5-day period. Even if it was 3 different coins, that's 3 times. That counts as 3 times. So if I did it on say we had a big down day, and your auto trader bought all the coins, 1 lot of each coin. Edward, I looked at your trader on the 12th. You sold a lot of those coins all on the same day, but you also bought them in the morning on the same day. So that meant there was your 3 round trips all on that one day. You bought them on that day, you bought 3 coins, and you sold all 3 on the same day. Boom, you're done for the week if it was the stock market. The stock market is designed to make you lose. Now that's a hard thing to swallow, that you think that somebody big, somebody in charge here would actually be doing something deliberately to harm you. That's hard for a lot of people to swallow, but that's the truth. Because the wealthy want all the money. They don't want you to have any of it. The Trump Family Trust has over $7 billion in it. And he's going to turn that $7 billion into $70 billion. Does he really need $70 billion that he's got to take it away from all of us? All the regular people? Because how does he take it away from you? Well, it's easy. He makes, because you're so well groomed, and I hate to use the word bred, but you're so well bred that when the coins go down, you actually sell at a loss. You are trained to do that. Classes actually teach that. They actually teach you, if a coin or a stock goes down 3%, sell it at a loss. Cut your losses, they say. You always hear those expressions. Cut your losses and let your winners run. That kind of stuff. That's going to make you sell more than you're going to make. You're going to sell at a loss more times. You're always going to be selling everything at a loss that you bought. You bought it up here, it goes down here, and you sell it at a loss. GoBabyTrade does the opposite of that. When a coin goes down, we punish them for that. We punish them for pushing a coin down. You know how we do it? Because we buy more at that lower price. You see, I'm the opposite of Hillary Clinton. Hillary said, when they go low, we go high. I understand what she was saying, but we don't do that. When they go low, we go low. When the price goes low, we go low and buy more. Now it's not you alone. When a coin goes down, you feel like you're alone in this world, and you're saying, I gotta stop my losses. It's like, don't feel that way. 100 million other people are in the same boat you're in. When that coin went down, they're all down. It's not just you. Everybody's miserable because the coin went down. Everyone except a GoBabyTrade auto trader. You know why? Because we just bought more at the lower price. And we say to the market, now what do you want to do, market? You want to go lower? Because if you do, I'll buy more down here now. Now what are you going to do? Even worse. Because that coin can never go back up now, ever, without giving me free money. And they do, and they go right back up. And we just take the free money. I laugh at them. I think it's a joke. It's like when Microsoft used to do that. Every time Microsoft used to go down, I would buy more at a lower price. And, people act like Microsoft was going to go out of business. I'm like, what are they going to do? Go out of business to steal a few $1,000 from me? I dare you. I dare you to go out of business just to steal a few dollars from me. They're not going to run these coins out of business. Don't even worry about it. And when you buy more at the lower price, now you're sitting on all this inventory that you bought at higher prices. I bought it up here and it went lower. And I bought it again down here. Now, the thing is, it doesn't just go down, 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 straight like that. What it does is it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, but it trends lower. So you're not just sitting on a coin that's just going out of business. You're sitting on a coin that's going up and down, up and down, up and down, but then it goes to a lower price. And then you buy more at the lower price. But then that one wiggles. Buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell as it goes up and down. And then if it goes lower again, you add more there. But you're still sitting on all this inventory. So a well-seasoned auto trader has a ton of inventory. So when that coin, now that coin can never go back up without me selling all this inventory off at beautiful profits. So, I call it, I call it an insult to humanity. I call the market an insult to humanity. So why do people change settings? You mentioned settings. I'll tell you why they change settings, and you can think of it yourself. Why would you change settings? Because you're looking at the current market on the current day. You're saying, well, the market's moving a lot today, or it's going up today. I want to go all in, that kind of stuff. The auto trader, when it buys, it's already planning. It already planned for that crash. It planned for when it goes down. Most people, and you can think of yourself, when you buy a coin or a stock or whatever you buy, if you're going to resell it, your plan is to resell it. In your mind, you're thinking, I'm going to buy it now and it's going to go up. Right? You buy it now and it's going to go up. That's what you're planning. But the software's not looking at that. The software's saying, I'm going to buy it now and it's going to go down. The software's actually thinking the opposite of what you're thinking. When you actually thought that when the software bought the coin that it was planning on the coin going up. It's not. It's planning on the coin going down. So it knows how to handle the loser. It laughs when the market goes down. It's a joke. It's like, I knew you were going to go down. It's like, thank you. Thanks for doing what I knew you were going to do. I mean, and it goes down and the software's ready for it already. The software already knows in advance when it's going to buy more when it goes down. As soon as it bought it, it said, as soon as you go down 3%, I'm going to buy more. It already knows that. It already reserved the money to do it even. So it's not like it's gambling. It's not going, oh, I'm out of money. Now I got to find money to buy more at this 3% lower. It already knew before it bought the coin in the first place that it had enough money to go all the way down to the bottom. So when a lot of times many people will say, and some of you might be on here, some of you will say, oh, the coin's going down. And if I'm not using the money, if I only bought a little bit, you notice it put your toe in the water at the top or your baby finger in the water at the top. It only put a little bit at the top. And you're thinking, well, if it's not going to use all this money because it reserved all the money for going down for when it goes down, if it's not going to use it, why can't you use it for something else? Because if you take that money out, then the software doesn't have that money to use, so it can't use it in its calculations. So the funds have to be there even though you're not using it. And if you're in Coinbase, they pay you 4.5% interest on that money that's sitting there. We can talk about that later too, if you want. Anyways, the market is insultingly simple. It's actually so simple, I almost feel like a criminal doing this, stealing the money out of the market the way we do, because it's just so insultingly simple that I can't believe they would let us do this. Even though they can't stop us, really, we're not doing anything illegal. If you stop and think about it, the software bought it at one price and it sells it at a higher price. That's how all commerce has been done for thousands of years. That's how grocery stores work. They buy some product at one price and they sell it for a few percent higher than what they bought it at. Not rocket science. This is how all business is done. And there's nobody that says you can't buy a coin at one price and then sell it at a higher price. And that's all we're doing. We're not forecasting. I'm not predicting what a coin's going to do tomorrow. If anybody says they can do that, then they're lying. And if anybody says they can get you 100% a month, that kind of stuff, again, they are lying. Because I can't give you, the software can't give you more than what the market's willing to give up. It's up to the market to decide how much I'm going to make. You want to give me 5% today, I'll take it. You want to give me 30% today, I'll take it. Whatever the market wants to give, the software is just waiting to take it. It's the power of the auto trader is that it's taking everything the market's willing to give it. I can't take more than what the market's willing to give. If you buy a coin today and it goes straight down today on a down day, then it's a down day. Then just think of it like a 7-Eleven. What are you doing? What are you doing at night? You're filling the shelves. That's why you don't want things that just go up, 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 because you're going to run out of inventory. You're going to sell your inventory. If you bought it here and it goes up here and you sell it, now you don't own it anymore. You need to buy more. So you need down days. That's why, you mind if I share my trader real fast?
Oh, please
Go
do.
right ahead.
Please
Is that
do.
okay?
While you're doing that, I have a question from the audience. So I'm going to share my screen and let me know if you feel as you're sharing your screen. Sorry, go ahead. I'll have my
Well, I
thought.
was just going to go to the bottom here and just give you an example. You see the cells are down here. And don't worry about how much it's selling. Some people say, well, it's only taking a measly $1 a trade. What the heck is the matter with that? That $1 a trade is 100% a year. All right? That's what we're looking at. I'm looking at what am I going to make in a year, not what am I going to make today. I can't sell a bag of potato chips for more than what the market is willing to bear. In the old days, a candy bar was a nickel a candy bar. You couldn't sell a candy bar for $1 in the 60s. Nobody would buy it. Just like you couldn't sell water in the 60s. Nobody's gonna buy water. It took Coke 100 years to figure out they could sell water. I mean, nobody was willing to do that. It's only the new generation that actually goes out and buys water. Why do we buy water? Because we can't trust our government. We can't trust the water that's coming out of our faucet. That's why we got smart over the years and we said, wow, I'm not going to drink that. You know, I'm just saying that you don't, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just, but what I'm saying is you can't, if the market's only willing to give me $1, that's okay, because that dollar, Attilla actually said it last week. I was showing one of my other auto traders, the one that had 900,000 here in
Right.
In profit. Yeah.
all right, 900,000 in profit. And then I said, I didn't take that. And then Attila said, what are you talking about? You didn't take it. I said, yeah, I didn't take that. And he goes, what are you talking about? It says right there, total profits taken, 900, it was 900 and something thousand. I don't think I have that trader up today. I just show different traders each time. But this one, it was 947,000, something like that. And I said, I didn't take that. What I took was this over here, $148, $72, scroll down, $69, I like the ones that earlier even on were, what was that, $9, $6. I took little amounts and they added up to 900,000.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if you want to sell potato chips, you can't sell $50 bags of potato chips. Nobody's going to buy them. You sell your $4 bags of potato chips, you take your 4% or 2% profit. And they don't make much profit on any of that stuff. And and that's what you take, and you just sell a lot of them, and that's what the auto trader does. I mean, we get crazy runs. There's no telling if we, here's $72, there's $111, but you notice all the up and down days. These are days when you don't have anything here. That means it bought. So it's buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. You just scroll through it, you can see it.
Hey, Ed.
You're buying and selling.
No.
It's not going straight up, 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 up where you're just selling. It can't work that way.
Hey, Ed, now that we're on your trader, do you mind covering one of the most common questions, which is about the AI? Because there's a lot of other quote unquote AI crypto trading bots out there. Can you explain how your AI works and then identify which trades were used with AI kicking in? Since you're
Yes,
All
showing
right.
me, yeah,
Ed, do me a favor. Would you be able to bring up your original trader, because I made reference to it when I showed what I've done over the past 4 months, and I
Oh,
made the
I took it
reference.
off my main screen.
Ah,
For
okay,
I have to prep for bringing that up.
no
got it.
worries, no worries.
You see, if I go over here, I can bring up the traders I'm going to show right here at the top.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
Yeah, but that's this one up here.
It's
okay.
okay.
Sorry.
No,
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 no
no,
worries.
don't be
What was
sorry.
the reference?
Well, the reference was I showed what happened using the $1 billion report in the last 4.5 months, and I made the reference of you launching your first trader in all the way back in 2021 when it first became
Well, I
available.
launched this one here 2 years later.
Yeah, February of 2023, and it's taken
Yeah,
three, and you started this also with $200,000,
I
Ed?
did. Yeah.
Okay, and it's taken since, holy cow, that's
April.
2 years and 4 months. No, 2 years
Yeah.
and 5 months, two and a
Well, they're
half
all
years.
different.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Okay.
here's a, let me see. What is this one here? Well, that is that one. Yeah.
This is the new one you just
The
started.
one you're talking, oh, wait, here it is. I think this is, oh, here, it's on the website. Is that, you can't see the left side though if it's on the website.
Right.
Yeah, that's
And
okay.
was it the stuff on the left of the page you wanted to see?
Yeah, yeah. To show that even though it didn't go straight up, then in less than 4.5 years, you 5x your money.
Oh yeah. Well, it went to 947 and I started with 200.
Right.
I mean, we could say that, but they can't see it.
Well, that's all right. I mean,
Can't
it's
see it right
the
now.
one that you started in 23 is a good reference as well.
Yeah, let's
Well,
just go
yeah,
back to
it's
that.
just gonna
Yeah.
keep taking money forever. You know, that's the thing. All right, here. What about this one here? I just started this one a week ago. I just opened this account up with 155,000. The reason I didn't start it with 200 is I put 50,000 in a different trader.
So you started this with 150, not 155.
Yeah, this one 150 1 week ago. January or July 29th. So what is that? A little over a week?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, I mean I just started this one and I just grabbed the top coins right from the top of the highest trade count report. You see the highest trade count report, that $1 billion report that you call it, is here. And I switched it to 3% moves. Someone said I was deceitful, and I was kind of offended that they would say such a thing. Because I had it set to 2% moves, the report, but they don't realize the auto trader, we were all trading with 2% reports for the last 4 years. So that's why. It really doesn't matter what the percent is. What's important is we're looking for the biggest moving coins. And whether I change it, whether it's a 2% report or a 3% report, it's still going to show the highest movers are going to be are at the top here. And they're the same coins. Okay? So there's nothing deceitful about it. There was nothing deceitful about it. He just doesn't understand what it takes to create this kind of a report. Maybe he thinks it's just a joke or something. I don't know. Maybe he thinks it's just you just snap your fingers and reports disappear out of thin air. I don't know. You know, but he said I was deceitful and that kind of offended me. So I stayed up all night last night and I generated him the 3% report. So, you know, so he could be happy. But it's the same coins at the top. The numbers are a little different on the right for each month, but the top movers are at the top and the slowest movers are still at the bottom. You know, it didn't change the fact that these guys are at the bottom of the report. It didn't change, let's see, it didn't change where Bitcoin is on the report. It's on line 352. You know, it's still a poor mover when it comes to movement. Highest, you know, the number of trades per month. You know, and it also doesn't, this report doesn't tell you how much money each trade's going to make. So you can't really, you know, you don't want to use it for that purpose to, you know, to assume you're going to make a lot of money based on the number of reports. I mean, the number of trades, but you can certainly see symbols that aren't moving. You know, when you can compare those, compare 125 trades in a year or 9 trades a month, compare that with the top movers, over 1,000 trades, 987 trades in a year, 84 trades a month, average per month. That blows away those positions, that symbols at the bottom. And that's all I did a couple of weeks ago is I just grabbed the top 5 coins off the list. L3 was up in the top 5. And I just grabbed it, but it was a 2% report, so it changed the order of these a little bit. But yeah, I just grabbed the top movers and just said, hey,
Awesome.
I'm gonna just trade those.
Yeah. But yeah, can we go back to the question I asked you, Ed, about the AI?
Yeah, the AI, my AI, I've been doing AI since 1989, since my Microsoft days. They sent me off to a class and they gave me 2 weeks. You got to learn this stuff right away and come back and deliver the goods. And I always did. So the auto traders, I can tell you, for 25 years, the auto traders write data. Each auto trader is very specific about what it needs, and it writes data to files. Anyone who does AI knows you need data to train the AI that the AI can learn from, and it gets it off physical files. There's too much data to mess around with databases at that point. So you're just writing data every minute, each auto trader. So I have thousands of auto traders writing data to the files every minute. And then when I run the training process, which is I do it about once every 1 or 2 months, there's no real big rush. And it learns off of those the data in those files. And that way when the auto trader's running, when it can say, like here, when the price of a coin goes down, the software says, I want to buy more. But then it calls the AI and says, do you think it's going to go lower? And the AI is pretty accurate, and it can tell you if there's a pattern to be seen. It doesn't tell you every minute what the market's going to do. But if the market's really moving in one direction or another, the underlying belly of the market, you can't really visually see that. Sometimes some people sit behind 6 monitors and they try to visually look and say, what direction are all these indicators going in? All those 27 indicators from the technical analysis from A to Z book. And I always mention that you can go to eBay and buy that if you don't have it. It's just like a good cook should know their spices, right? Because if you know what the right spices to use in each dish, you can make tofu taste like steak. And my wife can do it. It's amazing, man. So it's the same thing, you know, if, you know, understanding the technical indicators, but I don't want to visually be looking at that stuff. So I put it all in the AI, and AI is a master at seeing patterns, patterns that aren't even visual to the naked eye. And so it can tell me with 95% accuracy sometimes that don't buy it yet. It's going to go lower within the next 20 minutes if it's not already going lower. And so the ones with the AI, see this one here has an AI after it. It says, don't buy it yet. The price is going lower. Let the price go lower. Don't just jump in and buy it. Whereas these up here, it didn't say that. And it's the same thing with profit goals, if I could find one. See, the market's been going down so much that it's hard to find coins or positions that are going higher. I don't see any profit goal, not in this trade or not in the last week, that say profit goal reached with an AI. But it's the same thing. So I contend that the people using AI now, those websites out there, because they're acting like AI is the holy grail. And AI is not the holy grail. The trader itself is the holy grail. The trader, the money management, the risk management, knowing when it's going to go into a coin, and like this here, the current price of this coin is $3.96. It's telling me if the coin is declining, it's going to buy more at $3.69 if it drops to that. And if it goes up to $4.10, it's going to add to the advancer. It's going to add while it's going up. So it can add to advancers and decliners. Like it added to this XCN on a decline while it was going lower, but the Swift right above it, it added actually to an advancer. It added to that one while it was going up. And then the SPA, it added while it was going down, and the AI recognized that it was the pattern and said, whoa, it's really going down. So the AI said, don't buy it yet, let it go lower. And then it added to SUI on a decliner. I mean, all right there in one day. So the same thing here. Look at while we were going up, SUI sold. That's this morning at 6:27 in the morning. It sold and took profit, but then it actually added to the same coin while it was advancing. Remember what I said about Hillary Clinton? She says when they go low, we go high. I say no. I go where the price goes. And I'm going to, if they go low, we buy low. If they go high, I'll add high. We always want to be near the price, wherever the price goes. See, that's different than a buy and holder. A buy and holder will buy a coin and put all his money in up here because in his mind, the coin's going to go straight up. So he throws everything in and he has no more money. And when the coin drops, he has no money. He can't buy more. So then, as the price is dropping, and the coin is going up and down and up and down and up and down, he's not making any money at all. He's looking at his account value go up and down in value because the price of the coin is going up and down in value. But he's not selling anything. He's not taking any profit. Whereas we are. When the price goes lower, because we only put our toe in the water up here, we have all this reserve money. When the price goes lower, I don't care if it drops 50%. I'm buying and selling the whole time. So I've got all this inventory here. So one of the examples I use is and you guys must be bored with what I say here, right, Edward and Attila?
No, we're good.
Fascinating every time.
But I mean, if you only have one bag of potato chips on the shelf in your 7-Eleven and a school bus pulls in with 20 kids, you're only going to sell one bag of chips because that's all you have on your shelf. A lot of inventory is good. Inventory is good. Down is good. It takes a long time to build a lot of inventory. A well-seasoned auto trader has a lot of inventory because that way when this coin jumps up, I might sell 3 of these all at once of the same coin and make 20% profit on each one real fast. And actually this strategy is a little bit different than my other strategy. I'm playing around with different stuff. What I'm saying nowadays is what I'm saying is you can't own enough crypto now. I don't care.
That's
You
for
can't
sure.
own enough. The way the market's going, and I realized, I thought about it a lot. The whales have been buying the whole time. Trump didn't buy $7 billion worth of crypto in one day. he bought it on all those down days. He kept adding to his holdings. And now he's not buying and selling at all. We're going to make more on a percentage basis. We're going to make more than he's going to make. But because we're buying and selling repeatedly over and over, whereas he's buying it once and he's going to sell it once when it goes way up here, way up here. Okay. But we're buying and selling repeatedly down here forever. So what's happening is I say you can't own enough crypto. So what I'm doing, you're gonna find this interesting, Edward. What I'm doing with this strategy. Let me bring up the currencies, select currencies. Well, that's not the strategy. What am I looking at? Hold it, hold it. Let me refresh this.
Yeah, Ed, while you're doing that, let me remind everybody that Edward's placing, if he hasn't done it already, he's placing the special link for for the crypto Casey link where you get a special $1,000 discount on the 3-year license, because normally it's $44.99. With the 1,000 off, it's $34.99 for 3 years. So that's going into the chat along with the 2 emails that are support emails. If they're just general questions, go to the support at RTC. And if it's a really, really technical question, go to support at GoBabyTrade.com. Okay, but that's going to be in the chat for you. There they are in the chat. Thanks for posting that,
All right,
Edward.
this is a strategy.
All
So
right.
if I select currencies here, I'm going to show you the strategy real fast. All right. I'm adding on 1% drops for 50 lots. That's not the default strategy, folks. The default strategy is good. Thousands of people are using it. I own multiple traders. In this one, you can call it an experiment. I'm adding on 1% drops, and my profit goals, I've got it set to 10% profits. So I'm adding a lot of lots, but I'm waiting for 10% jumps. And they don't jump 10%. They might go up 3% one day, 4% another day, and 3% another day, and then there's your 10%. Okay? So I'm accumulating a lot of, if I add on 3%, 1% drops 3 times for 25 drops down, that 3 times 25 is a 75% trading window. I'm going down to a 50% trading window, and I'm adding on 1% drops, which is almost the same thing, but I'm taking bigger profits.
You want to read the disclaimer? You want to read the disclaimer, or you want me to?
Go ahead.
The disclaimer is do not try this on your laptop.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yes, they don't do it.
Do not.
I have multiple auto traders, so I can play around. So in any case, so I can play a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to buy an additional license and go into paper trading and then mess with the settings, be my guest. But if you want to go live with real money,
The default is already set.
A default's already set. Thank you.
Yeah. The defaults are already set. But the
Yes, sir.
software knows how to add to winners and losers, and the AI is specifically created for the auto trader. The data that it's actually training on came from the auto traders. They're married, okay? As opposed to all these other websites that say they have AI. Oh, look at us. They brag about AI too much. And when they do that, because AI is a nice add-on, I would call it. The star of the dish, for those of you who ever watch cooking shows, they open up the basket and they say, look at these, you got to make this meal out of these ingredients. Pickled pig's feet and all this other stuff, all these crazy ingredients, and these chefs somehow managed to make a meal out of that.
Hey, Ed, one
In our
more,
stuff, the star of the dish is the trader itself. The AI is a
there
nice
you go.
add-on. So
Yep.
when someone makes it sound like the star of the dish is the add-on, that makes me run from it. Because there's no way the AI can tell you this information here, like when to add. I mean, at what price to add and how many to
Right.
buy, the quantity. I mean, you just can't. That's the trader doing money management and and each AI can only do one thing. It can't
Yep.
really do multiple things unless you have a bunch of different AIs. Like I have two separate AIs, one for when the price is going higher and one for when the price is going lower. And it's an expert at looking for patterns for each of those things. They're
Hey, Ed,
separate AIs.
here, let me ask you a question. We got a ton of people asking stuff in the Q&A, so we do need to get to the Q&A soon. But one of the other really common questions I'd love for you to cover, and you touched on it already. People don't understand this. I just got a young lady started this past week, and she was befuddled, and she was only able to start with $1,000, and that's fine. That's not a problem. But she was befuddled that the next day she looked at her trader and only about $80, 75 to 80 of that thousand was in play with her cryptos. People don't understand the money management part of your trader. Can you explain real quick, not in too much detail, but the big
Right.
picture of why all of somebody's monies are not pulled into the trader right away? Because that's just making
It's a
some people's
common one.
heads spin.
I can honestly tell you, I'll get 1 to 3 emails a day. Literally, honest to goodness,
I
every
believe you.
day, asking the same question. If you go all in with your money, then you have no money to add when the price goes lower. Then you are being suckered by society. That is what the goal is. Because they're going to push that coin down 50%. And then when you buy, even if you're, first off, you're not going to have any money at all to add more when it goes lower. And then the coin's going to sit down here. Think of the people who 4 years ago bought ACH at 12 cents a share. And now it's at 0.023. It's at 2.3 cents. That's how much that coin is. It was at 12 cents 4 years ago. In my old trader, I showed you I made 300,000 of profits in closed trades profits. Well,
Yep.
this one here, even since February 23rd, I've taken 149,000 of profits off the table while it was going down.
Hmm.
And I'm only down 41,000 in my open inventory. Whereas you would be down the entire amount at the top and you wouldn't take any profit because the coin, your trader couldn't trade down here because you used up all the money here at the top. Now your next question, and I already can read your mind because I have my crystal ball. And my crystal ball says you're thinking, well, couldn't it put more money in than that? How about at least double? Okay, if it doubles, if it uses a lot of the money up here, then it has a lot less money down here, which means it's still trading with a lot less money down here than what it would be. Rather than worry about what it's doing today, and how about just adding up how much it's gonna make in a year? Why not just say, am I happy if I make 100% a year? Warren Buffett would be gaga over 100% a year. If he actually knew me, he doesn't know me, but if he sees this, he's going to be all over this. And then you know what he's going to do? He's going to say, Ed, I'll give you $1 billion for this, take it off the market and just give it to him because that's how rich people are. They're going to want it all themselves and not share it with the public at all. So your biggest thing, a lot of people worry about, oh, Ed, what happens if you die? And then what is my joke? What is it, my complexion? Why is everybody asking me if I'm going to die? But maybe you should be asking what happens if you get bought out? Maybe that's a more relevant question. Maybe somebody might hand me $700 million and say, Ed, take this off the market and just give it to us.
No, the minimum is $1 billion.
See, I don't know. Is my minimum $1 billion? You don't know. I'm
Maybe
rich,
more.
but am I, $1 billion's a lot. 300 million is still a lot of money. I'll make 300 million just running this auto trader though. I'll make the deal in the contingency at the bottom of the contract when I sell it is that I get to continue using it. See, then I'll get to use it, and Warren will get to use it, but the rest of you won't get to use it. See what I mean? So your biggest concern is, will I get bought out? Boy, I don't mean to scare you. Don't worry, I'm not gonna get bought out. Don't think like that. Um, I'm just saying though that 100% a year is serious money. It's not a joke. People think it's a joke. Like, oh yeah, 100% a year, forget that. I want to make 100% a day. Well, you're not going to get that. Not with this trader. You're not going to get 100% a day. It doesn't work that way. Not without gambling. What you're saying is you want to go to Las Vegas and go to the roulette wheel, put all your money on 00. I think it pays 30 or 35 to 1 odds, and spin that wheel and hope you hit it, because that's how you're going to get rich quick. That's called gambling. The software is not gambling at all. It's all intelligence built into the software. And there's nothing wrong with it making $1 a day. Even if you made $1 a day with a $1,000 account, that's still $365 in a year. That's still, what is that, 36.5% interest in a year? Even that is undoable in the real world. You can get a CD for 5%, and then they tie up your money for years, or bonds, which are really worthless. A bond, you hold it for 7 years to get some minuscule interest, or you can put it in a bank and get nothing. I mean, even 36% a year is gold, is pure gold,
Yeah.
and that's in a
Yep.
bad year. So
Awesome.
the AI built into this software is 25 years old. It's designed for the auto trader with data from the auto trader. These people coming out, I mean, I never had a competitor in the last 25 years or the first 21 years. Let's say that while I had the stock trader, the downloadable software, I was always looking at my shoulder, over my shoulder. Where are the competitors? And I was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I've got racks of servers. I've got a multi-million-dollar infrastructure to run all these auto traders all over the world. Where are the competitors? Are they just slapping out some code that's going to run on your PC, and they're calling it AI and like it's the Holy Grail? I contend that they have junk. As a matter of fact, somebody sent me an email once and said, "Will you look at this other AI trader?" And the first thing I looked at on the screen was you can pick from 1 to 50, up to 50 strategies. I'm thinking to myself, 50 strategies? I got one strategy that makes money and I'm running it. And it's built in. Where did he come up with 50 different strategies? I can't even fathom that. There aren't 50 strategies. There aren't 50 ways to make money. I mean, because there's only one way the market moves. Up and down. It's just numbers going up and down like this bucket in the well. It just goes, you buy it and you sell it. You buy it and it goes up and you sell it
Yep.
repeatedly for the rest of your life. I'm curious where they came up with 50 different strategies. I can hold these losers up here that where it went lower. That's okay, because when the price goes up there, I'll sell all those off. Oh, like right there. Now if it goes up like that, you would have sold all that inventory off. If you understand this screen, then you realize that this is money for life, because this is how it trades. You buy it and you sell it. It's not water. It doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom and get the water and go all the way back up. It can go anywhere. It doesn't even matter where it goes. You buy it and you sell it at 3% higher. And as long as the coin stays in business, they're going to just keep pumping you money till you die. Now, even
Awesome.
that may be too hard for some people to comprehend, but it's reality.
Yep.
It's
Hey,
there's
Ed,
it's just
we
free
gotta,
money.
that was a great answer. That was a great answer to your, are you done with the well?
I think I'm done with the well.
Okay, all
Unless
right.
someone else has a question about the well, unless someone actually doesn't understand the well and doesn't believe. I did hear a very intelligent person say there's no way that could be real when he saw the well. And I was surprised that somebody as intelligent he was. He believed what he saw. He just didn't believe you could do it with an auto trader. He
Anthony,
understood that.
Anthony is asking for an animation like you have with the well. He wants a similar animation with the toll booth analogy.
Yeah, I've talked about that. I'm getting that done. I've actually got a couple people working on two different ones. In the toll booth industry in this country is a multi-billion-dollar business, and you can go to Google and Google that. I didn't make it up. It's a multi-billion-dollar business, and the way they work is the toll booth sits there and the cars come to it. They don't worry about is it a rainy day and there's no cars, there's less cars one day, more cars the next. They're not worried about any of that. They park the toll booth there and the cars come to it. Our toll booth chases the cars down the highway, and if the car pays the toll and goes by, then the toll booth jumps over it and gets in front of it again and says, "Pay me again." It's just like if it's going up. It's the same thing. Pretend like it's not a car and it's a rocket. It goes up, and we jump in front of it and say, "Pay me again." It goes higher, pay me again. If it tries to go backwards, we start stacking toll booths in front of it, because now he's going to have to run through all those toll booths to go forward again. That's our toll booth. It's money for life. Once you go automated, you will never go back to manual trading. Actually, the way your brain thinks will be different for the rest of your life. You
True.
will realize that this is a place where you can just park your money in your account and watch it grow. And I see it every day. One guy told me he's selling his rental properties that he's had for years, and he's putting all the money into his auto trader. People do all kinds of stuff. A bunch of people were mortgaging their houses last year, and I said, "Stop it." I freaked out. You don't even have a mortgage and you're mortgaging your house, but they just wanted to get more money to throw into their auto trader. I actually
Right.
did a video on the website that said, "Don't mortgage your house." And because people were getting credit cards, you get that
Right.
Discover card in the mail that
Yeah.
says, you get a $300 limit or a $3,000 limit, and they turn it into cash to throw it in their auto trader. Even though the interest on that stupid Discover card is 30%, they were still saying, "Well, I'm getting 100% with my auto trader, so it's worth it." And they make it sound like it's an intelligent thing to do. Maybe it is. It's just I just don't like going into debt for it. The market's
Yep.
going to be here forever. I just thought of that. If someone says, "Well, if that was real, there'd be no stock market if it was that easy." First off, it's not that easy. But for you it is. For me, the programmer, 25, I've been doing it 25 years. But for you it's extremely easy. However, I hear comments like that. Well, if it was that easy, everybody would already have it. If it was that easy, there'd be no stock market, or no crypto market. The thing is, it's never going to go away. They're right. If everybody was doing it, everybody would be making money. See, there'd be no losers at all. There wouldn't
Yeah.
be Donald Trump gets to have 7 billion and we get nothing. Everybody would be doing it. And that means, and there's not a winner and a loser on a trade. When you're buying a coin, why are you buying it? Because the price from your last buy is lower, or you're just jumping in and you don't care where it is and you just jump in. And if you're selling, and the person who's selling it to you, it means they bought it down here at a lower price and they're selling it at a higher price, so they're benefiting. You're both benefiting.
Yeah.
You're always both, because you're both buying and selling constantly. You're buying at higher prices and then selling at a higher price, or you're buying at a lower price and selling it at a higher price. So
And
it doesn't matter where it goes. If you're buying because it's time for you to buy. And if the person is running an auto trader and they're selling, it's time for them to sell and take profits. Just like if
remember,
you want a
folks,
loaf of bread, You want bread. You benefit by going to the store and buying the bread. Who are you buying it from? Someone that bought the bread at a lower price and they're selling it at a higher price. So that notion that there has to be a winner and a loser is wrong. Everybody can win and do this. The problem is the wealthy don't want everybody to win. They want you to keep your job and not get rich. Now you
Yeah.
guys are benefiting because you happen to be on this webinar and you're hearing stuff that billions of other people aren't hearing. Because if they were also hearing it, they'd also be flooding in here and buying it. And, you know, but the market is the market. And the market is
Hey,
just doing this.
hey,
And the
Ed.
market can't do anything but this. This is
Yep.
all the market can do. That's all the market can do. If you're thinking that market's doing something other than that, then please tell me. I would love to hear what people think that the market prices are doing other than going up and down.
Up and down, free money, free money, free money. Hey, Ed, guess what? It's take off your jacket time because we're getting into the Q&A.
All right, you know I love the Q&A. I love it
Yes.
because throw any
Now,
question you want, I get excited
now, first of
because I've
all,
been doing this. I
first
want
of
to hear it.
all, yeah, first of all, congratulations to Joe. Joe Sias just pulled the trigger on the license, and Joe and Randy's about to. And I just want to tell you, gentlemen, a couple things. We're happy to help you. If you want to hop on a Zoom, we could arrange that. But there's only one thing I ask when we help you on a Zoom, please make sure your auto trader is open. And whichever exchange you're going to go live from, whether it's Coinbase or whether it's Kraken, make sure that's open as well. Now, if obviously you just want to go into simulation, when you buy the trader, it automatically goes into simulation for you. So there's really not much to help with, but we could still do a Zoom. We're very open to that. But I just want to let you know, I had a couple people that they needed my help and they weren't even signed into their Coinbase yet, and that's where they were going live from. So that's all we ask. So, Edward.
So, gentlemen, can I hijack this for just a minute? One, I just want to comment. Thank you, Anthony. You always have great comments. He said it's a great day in the crypto hood. So,
Oh, is it an up day? I didn't even notice. I never notice how
it's
my traders are doing
every,
unless
every
unless I
day
come on
is
a
a
Zoom.
great day in the crypto hood if you have the trader. And with that, I don't want to take a whole lot more time before we shift into the Q&A. But when I showed the expectation slide, what was the big word that I highlighted? Transformation. Based on what you've seen, does this potentially provide a transformation over the way that you've been taught about finance? Yes. Does it provide a potential transformation? And Joe and I forget the other gentleman's name.
Randy.
I apologize.
Randy.
Randy, you obviously saw the transformation that we were highlighting, right? It literally just is the only opportunity that I know of on the planet that lets you set something up, make a solid choice based on real quality information and facts, as we've showed you, make the leap. And it's not a big leap because people are paying for their traders in a very, very short period of time. And then you have the rest of your life. This is a life trader to make money. It literally is. So I'm going to show very quickly, I'm going to show a slide based on the performance that you've seen. Same percentages, actually, just as an example only, but I'm going to show. Ed, I got to kick you off if you wouldn't mind.
I'm off. I just got
Okay.
off.
All right. This is for example purposes only, but it's built on fact. People ask us all the time, well, if I buy the trader, how long does it take for me to make money and pay for the trader? Answer is we don't know. It's what the market gives you. It's all the market dependent. It just does what it does, right? But this is a real solid example based on my experience of the simulated trader that I showed you over the past 4.5 months. It's trending at over 100% return in a year. If you look at Mr. Barsano's original trader, which I apologize we didn't get a chance to see a snapshot of that, but he has 5x his money in a little bit less than 4.5 years. 5x.
Well, people told me it was discouraging because it had $900,000 in it. I don't want people to think that you have a $500 account or $1,000 account that it doesn't work for you. It definitely does.
Same percentages, just different amounts. And why? And again, that's kind of why I put a tack in. Okay, if you started with 5,000, you did exactly what Mr. Barsano does for the first 3 years, and I call these after
And they were straight down years, by the way.
robot. Yeah, by the way, they were 90% straight down since you released the Auto Trader. you never thought you'd do that and come up with the results that you did, but it's true. I mean, that's even a more powerful statement. In a 90% down market, 5x's money in 4.5 years.
And
That's a pretty good trend.
well,
So
not only that, but it was new to me too. I was caught off. I was surprised by the crypto market. As soon as after 21 years of just doing stocks, as soon as I turned on that crypto trader, I said, I'm telling you, within a day or two, I said, holy Toledo, I'm done with stocks. Because you couldn't get stocks to go up 6% one day, down 6% the next, and up 18%. And I mean, the prices in the crypto market are just flying all over the place. And I'm like, that's gold to an auto trader. I mean, I didn't even plan on it being as good as it is. I mean,
and I haven't said it till now, but what do I say this trader does? It eats what?
it eats volatility.
It just eats volatility. It never misses a trade. And if you
You'd
think you
think
can
I
outsmart,
designed it for that, but in reality, I never expected to find any asset class that would move like this. I'm like, this
and
is gold,
and
man.
you won't find any other, at least in my lifetime. But here's a simple example, right? Starting with $5,000 in the first 3-year license. Yes, you do have to renew it. Here's the good news. Everybody is seeing so much value. As a matter of fact, if you're a Crypto Casey fan, and that's probably why you're here, the last time she was live, I think it was a little bit over a month ago. I didn't mean to ambush her, but I said, listen, what should this trader be worth, and what do you think this trader is worth in your opinion? Her answer was $25,000 a year. Your discounted price through her and the generosity of Mr. Barsano is $3,499. So
For
I'm
a
even
3-year license.
for a 3-year license. And may I say this, correct me if I'm wrong. If you are grandfathered in at the end of the 3-year, which fits into this example, you can buy another license. You can renew the license at $3,499, not the regular price or whatever the price is going to be. I don't know what it's going to be, but if I got to guess that the price is going to go up on the retail value. We actually have a great relationship with Crypto Casey, and we are Attilla and I are the support function for, but we all work as a team. Crypto Casey, Attilla, myself, Mr. Barsano. You don't get a better team than this. Not that we're great, but we're providing a service that provides the opportunity for transformation, right? So I'm going to take just 30 seconds more, but this number after the equal sign on each example, each level, is opportunity lost if you don't choose to buy the trader. And we're not here to hold a gun to your head. It's your decision, but we're trying to provide all of the information factually so that you have an opportunity to make that decision. So at the end of 3 years, you started with 5. I even took your $5,000 out and your cost of the trader for the first 3 years. Your opportunity lost if you say, nah, maybe this doesn't make sense, is $31,500. You renew it. I'm thinking if I at the beginning say, hey, give me $3 or give me $1, and at the end of 3 years, I'll give you $3. How many dollars would you give me? Save your brain. The answer is all of them. At a 6-year, you renew your license. At the end of the 6 years, your opportunity lost. Again, I still take out your 3 or your 5, your starting value. You did have to pay for 2 sets of licenses, but your opportunity lost is $308,000. This is where it gets stupid, right? And by the way, we're so early in the marketplace. Who knows what potential it has? It literally, as a matter of fact, it's never seen a bull market. It's only seen a 90% down market.
Let me tell you something. If we go back to where we were 4 years ago, like Alchemy Pay back to 12 cents, we are going to make a fortune, man. I mean, that's all that's to it. When because all that inventory we're sitting on, that's why I try to tell people, and I'm not a salesman, you know that, but I try to tell people, you can't wait until the market's already going up to the moon because you don't have any inventory to sell. See, if you jump in at the last while the market's going up, well, you don't have anything to sell. So you're gonna watch it go up and you're not gonna make any money. It takes the trader a while. You need a lot of down days. See this? This is each one of these fingers is a down lot, going lower, going lower, going lower. A well-seasoned auto trader has a lot of these, and I've already seen many times where the coin jumps over 100% in a couple days. Literally, ACH on January 27th, you can research it. It went straight up. It went from 2.2 cents to 5.6 cents in 4 days. All that inventory I sold off was miraculous. It was what a joke. What a joke that was. It was laughable.
To
See, you
finish the
gotta get
example,
on board. You just gotta get on board and let the game begin.
it's true. Every day that you're not in the game, you're not in the game. So the end of this example is, and again, this is based on past performance, not guarantee of future performance. But what if it was? What if it was? If somebody told me, give me $5,000 and 9 years later, I'll give you 2.5 million, would that kind of get your attention, at least get you thinking? The last point I'll articulate, what if it only did half of that? Still, look at these numbers.
Yeah,
This is
cut the
money.
numbers in half. Yep.
This is money without you getting out of bed, or better, while you sleep, unattended, while you're awake, while you're on vacation. And guess what? It's slightly more than Mr. Barsano gets in his savings account with a bank.
Well, we never really explained to anybody that the old software ran on your PC and you had to have your computer running every day, and you had to make sure that your internet was connected and your computer was running. Nowadays, the software's running on our servers. So it's running on our own infrastructure, so you never have to worry about is your trader running. Plus all those updates that I keep doing, I'm always improving things, and I can show you a couple of those improvements right now if you want to take a quick look. Like if I go to this screen here, I try to show you right here that all your money is going to be squeezed into that 100% drop. That means a coin, it says all funds except the profit saved will be used within those 40 lots. So by doing it 3 times 40, your default is 3 times 25. That's a 75% trading window. That means you've already won. That coin, from the time you buy it, in order for you to run out of money, it's got to drop 75% in value. A $1 coin has to go down to a quarter. A 10-cent coin has to go all the way down to 2.5 cents. All your money will be squeezed into those 25 lots right there that it's going to buy, 25 times going down. So that's a very important thing. The next thing I'm actually working on right now, you're going to like, is the trader, what was I calling it? What was I going to call it, Edward?
The GoBabyTrade Maximizer.
The maximizer. Or I'm still debating on that name, or the trader health. What is the health of your trader? So if you change any of these numbers down here, it's going to let you know that you did something wrong. Some people might change that to a 10. It's going to tell you a 30% trading window is too low. That's gambling, because the coin can drop 30% in a couple days. And I mean, the coin's actually dropped 50% in the last 2 months. They literally got cut in half in value. So it's going to let you know if you have anything wrong with your trader. If any of your coins run out of money, like say I said I only want 15% for this coin. He doesn't have any more money to trade with. He's in the minus territory. The software is going to let you know that. So you're not going to have to go looking for it. The software is going to let you know. And it's going to have a little link there that says click to auto fix. And the software will automatically fix that for you without you having to do anything.
I wish I had that my whole life where somebody would alert me to
Auto
auto
fix.
fix my mistakes. I'd be so much better.
I know. So we're taking all the gambling out of the market. I'm taking all the sport out of it, all the joy out of it. The only joy you're going to get is that it's going to keep making money. You're just going to keep taking free money out of the market till the day you die. Someone said, I said, what are you doing with, someone said they had a bunch of silver. And I said, what are you doing with all that silver? And he said, well, I'm saving it as an heirloom for my grandkids. I said, how about giving your grandkids a fully funded auto trader that automatically cranks out money for the rest of their life? Now that's an heirloom that I want. Because if you just give them silver, what are they going to do with it besides go down to the corner coin store and sell it? And that guy's going to know that they don't know anything about silver, and he's going to give them half price. So they'll get $15 or $16 an ounce for that coin, for that silver, instead of $33 an ounce.
All right, Fast Eddie Barsano, are you ready to answer some questions?
Let it rock.
Let it rock. Any consideration, because you have taken all the sport out, not all the joy. The joy is just collecting the money.
The joy is making money. That's what the market's all about, not making you feel good about anything else. It's all about give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. Every time you were talking, Edward, you were saying something that I was thinking I wasn't in love with what you were saying. Your comment was, how much money would you give me if I said, give me $1 now, and 3 years later, I'll give you $3? How about give me $1 now, and you will watch me giving you that $3 the whole time?
That's true. I was just trying to make it. I was trying to make it conservative. Actually, the real equation: you give me $1 the first year. At the end of the third year, I'll give you 3. Then I'll give you 6. Then I'll give you 9. Right. So,
but it's also every day.
Right.
Each day I'm giving it to you. Now divide that by 300 each year. Divide that by 365 and say this is how much I'm going to give you every day, and it's going to add up to that. It's like so you can
all right, we got to get to the questions, guys.
Yep.
We got to get to the questions.
All right, the first question is my question. Any chance, because you've taken the sport out of it, any chance you'll change the name to No Brainer Trader? So,
maybe.
All right, all that aside, Scott says, Edward P. I'm assuming that's pointed towards me. I'm glad you didn't tell me I'm ugly. What profit?
I'm gonna have to pass that question to my wife.
There you go. What profit percentage do you have it set on? Rise and dip. How many lots per day allowed? Scott, here's the real easy answer. I changed this. I didn't change the strategy. I utilized the highest trade count report. Also, I call it the $1 billion report, to pick the highest volatility, the opportunity to identify the top profitably trading coins. But guess what? As Mr. Hevesy talked about, I did not change the strategy. It is the default strategy. It's the exact same strategy that you get when you get it and hook it up. It's buy on 3%, buy on 3% drops, sell on 3% minimum. And that's not including if AI decides to hold off on a buy because they can buy it lower or push a higher profit than 3%. It's simple as that. I don't change the percentage. Go ahead.
Let me ask everybody a question. If you buy a high-end car and you're ready to drive it off the lot, and the head mechanic comes out of the maintenance area of the car dealership and says, now, Mr. Hevesy or Mr. Barsano or Mr. Pereira, do not, under any circumstances, open the hood and start messing around with the engine components. Okay? Are you going to go home and the next day open the hood and start messing around with the engine components? I hope not. Same thing applies here. Don't worry about the settings. They are there. They're set. They're good. You don't have a worry in the world. That's why this is called an automated robotic pre-programmed, fully optimized trader because you
Set it
don't
and
need to
forget
do
it.
a darn thing.
Because
I can't stress that enough, folks. It's just, it comes up so often on our calls, and I just don't understand how people are not getting this. Not everybody, but a few here and
no, but
there.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why they're making changes to the strategy. Is they want it to make more per day. They're just they don't understand that,
All
and I'm not
right.
insulting anybody. I'm just saying they don't understand that the market plays a big role in what you're going to make per day. If the market opens today and it's just a down day, let's just take a quick look. They're all up today, so we can't show an example. But if one of these coins was down, then it wouldn't be taking profit. Then it wouldn't be doing anything on a down day. And it would be buying more is what it would be
Buying
doing.
more. Yeah, that's
You
doing
can't
something.
you can't make the market go up. So you just got to relax and know that we punish the market for going down.
That's
If they go
right.
down, we buy more at a lower price. Now I've locked in that price for the entire world. The whole world should be thanking me because I just locked in that price at that lower price. That means they can never raise that price even a little. 3%. Boom. You do that, I take money. You got to pay me. I'm the tax man. Now, I can't put that on the internet because if they say they're going to come back and say he's not allowed to collect taxes, that's how dumb they are. Because I'm just pointing out that I'm just like the tax man. It's like I'm forcing them to pay me. It's like, what right do I have to attach myself to these coins? It's almost evil. I feel evil. That's why Edward calls me Edward Barsinister.
Oh, now you made me do it. You know, I'm gonna have to show that.
He
Matter of fact,
calls me
I'll save
Edward
that for
Bar
my
Sinister
No, no, we got to
because
get
it's
on with
evil
the,
what I'm doing.
we
I'll
got to get
save
on
that
with
for
the
my closing
questions.
comments.
Yeah. Let me grab Kurt's questions, Edward, if you don't mind.
Yes, of course.
Kurt's got two questions. Kurt Rhodes. Okay, so Ed, he says advanced positions button on the acquiring a stocks, is that a new feature? I think he means acquiring
No,
my
what it
crypto.
is, I can answer that. How can you answer it if you don't even know what it means? All
I don't
right.
want to answer it. I want to answer his next. I want to answer his next question.
All right. And what it was is the original thing that it showed on here was add to add to allow buying and allow selling.
Right, right,
It just said that was all it had. It said allow buying and you could check it, and allow selling and you could check it. But then Crypto Casey, she was doing a video on dollar cost averaging your Bitcoin. And then some people said, I only want to add while the price is going higher. I don't want to add while it's going lower. And then I said, okay, I'll break out the allow buying and I'll give you can pick which one or both. You can say, I'm going to allow it to add to advancers, but I'm going to let you uncheck the allow to decliners. And now, since then, some people have come back to me and said, well, I don't want to add to advancers. I don't want to add while it's going higher. I want to only add when it's going lower. And so I said, okay, well, then check that one and uncheck this one. I leave them both checked by default because I don't care where the price goes. If you look at my trader today, it actually, that's not the trader. I got my other trader that I can never find it. I've got too many accounts. But here, L3 is a good example. I took profit on this one today because it was up at 45.74 was the price. And then at 46.40, it actually added, it says added to advancing position. It added while it was higher. And then it actually sold it again. It took more profit on an increase. Now, this one that it sold, it isn't, if I look at the quantities, they don't match. So that means the one that it sold at 46.42 was not the one that it just bought at 46.40. If I search, let's search. Where's the 46.42 going down? I got this in my way. I got something in my way here. You can't see it. 46.42. I can't even find it. So, yeah. So I don't know which one it sold, but it sold one that it bought at a lot less than 46.42
Okay.
for
Well,
$44 of profit.
I think
So
that
yeah, it's a complicated program underneath the hood. You don't want to, it's millions of lines of code and multiple programs feeding the auto trader the data that it needs to run. The auto
right.
trader itself is just designed to just give me money, give me money, give me money.
Yeah. And what do we always say, Edward? Don't try to outthink almost 3 million lines of code.
Well, you
Why would
wouldn't.
you? Someone
You,
gives you a pot of gold, or as Ed Barsano says, if you use Coinbase and the debit card, the card that keeps on giving. You spend money and you turn around and it fills back up. The opposite of a credit card. You don't owe, it just
well,
keeps
that's
giving you
what.
money.
Well, what he's talking about, for those of you who may not have listened to any of our webinars, is what I say is like, you remember the old Twilight Zone movie where you could open up a cigar box and you could always reach in and it was always money? And you just always keep taking it out forever. That's the credit card.
Right.
That's my Coinbase Visa card. Every time I use it, I just think to myself, the card that keeps on giving, because it makes about 12,000 a month. That's on a slow month, and I can't spend that much going to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and all. So it's just like a card that just keeps giving forever. It's just free money. I've turned the market into you know what I call the market, an insult to humanity.
Yeah.
And now the challenge is the people. Anywhere you mention it, they don't get it, they don't believe it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to
All we can
say,
do is all we can do is present facts. How you use it, it is not up to us. I mean, I'd like to. I mean, we're not. You see, we're not hard selling anybody on anything, right? We're showing you possibilities. We're showing
But
you
nobody,
right.
Edward, nobody on when we do these Zooms, nobody ever questions it. So it sounds like everybody gets it. All right. Thank you. Everybody understands what I'm saying. You get it. However, when I walk outside and say the same stuff, they sound like they get it, but then they disappear. I've noticed something lately that I don't do. If I'm talking about the market and I'm telling them that it's just like free money, that they don't, if they don't ask me the website, then I just walk away. I don't even tell them GoBabyTrade. Because I figure, well, you heard everything you heard and you didn't even ask me what's the website or where do I get it,
Okay.
then maybe you didn't understand it, or you think it's some kind of a scam. And
And let me
but
get to let me get
I would hope that when we're doing an event, if you're questioning it, please speak up, because I learned from that. I'd
yep.
like to hear what it is that I'm not getting across. If I'm a
Yep.
teacher, I want the students to speak up. If you don't understand it, don't sit in the back of the room getting high during class. I really want you to learn. I went to inner city school in Chicago, high school.
There's people
So I
speaking
know
up,
what's
Ed.
going on in the back of that room.
Yeah, there's people speaking up. There's people
I
speaking up.
always sat in the front of the room, by the way.
Okay. Kurt has a second question. I'll cover this, and if I don't cover it well enough, Ed, then please pipe in. But his question is $5,000 account all the way up to $200,000 account. What would be the advice of types of crypto companies? I think he means coins and allocations. Well, first of all, we're not financial planners. We can't give financial advice, but know this. Mr. Barsano made $900,000 plus on one of his trading accounts with 4 coins. You don't need, there's no correlation between having more coins and making more money in the trader at all. But 3 to 5 coins are plenty. It's plenty. So
But
yeah.
I can I'm not giving financial advice, but I can tell you what others are doing, especially younger people that start with $500. I watch a guy start with $500 and he puts $100 a month, every month into his account from his paycheck, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So that means in 1 year, he's got 1,700 invested. The auto trader pushed it up to over 3,000. And then the next year he's pumping another $100 a month in there. So he's contributed. Now he's up to 4,000, but the auto trader pushed that over 5,000. Now he's on his way. He's literally on his way into the thousands, and he started with $500. See, you don't need to have a lot to start. You just need to be, just help the auto trader a little bit. 100 a month adds another 1,200 a year. And then as far as the coins go, just the top coins, the top movers from the highest trade count report. It's right in your trader. You can just go to the menu in your trader menu, highest
Yep.
trade counts. There it is. And
That
these
was going to be my 4-word answer. The $1 billion report. You don't have to do
right
any
off the top of the
research.
report. I can tell you, Swift and SPA, these two coins have been battling it out for the top spot for months. Swift was at number 1, SPA was at number 2. Just last month, SPA moved to number 1 and Swift went to 2. This month, Swift took over again and went and beat SPA. They're battling it out, doing 1,800 trades a year. I mean, it's crazy, man. Talk about, because that's all we care about is how many trades we're getting.
Right. Okay, good. Well, that's a good way to cover the back end of the answer. I appreciate it, Ed. That makes so
And
much
that's
sense.
just
Now,
what others are doing. I'm only telling you what I see others doing. I'm even
right.
doing it. I just jumped in. For 4 years, I only traded ACH, Doge, GRT, and SHIB. Those same 4 coins for the last 4 years.
Can you
Only in the
show the
last.
trade reports? Can you show the trade reports really quick and click on the yellow so people could see? Folks, you could go to trade reports even before you buy the license.
Oh,
Click
you can
on
go to the website. Yeah, you can go
the
to the website
website.
and
Yeah,
click
on
on
the
trade
website, go to
counts.
trade counts rather, trade counts. And you will, I thought it said trade reports.
Is
You
that
must
what
have
you want to
changed.
see? Is this?
No, 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 no. The one where it shows the history, the 1 year history of the traders.
Oh, actual traders. Okay.
Well, stay there for
Yeah.
a second. Don't go away. Don't go away. Let me cement the example, then I'll let you move on. Swift, last year on 3% moves, 1,047. So I went to public school. I don't know. I don't know math, but I have a calculator. 1,047 at 3% profit. If you own that one coin, now you can do the math on the other ones. Your return in the last year on that one coin is 3,141%.
At 3%. Yep.
That's as easy as it gets. And just a cross comment, I just put Casey's excuse me discount link, so somebody's
Okay.
not going paying $1,000 more. But if you click on that link, it's going to take you right to all of the research that you need to do before you even buy it. If you
Okay, there it is. There it is. There's what I wanted everybody to see. You go to this what are you calling this now? You're calling this category current traders, or what's the category on the website that people would click on, Ed?
Oh,
top traders, it's called top
top
traders.
traders. It's the
Top
top
traders.
trader
Top
report.
traders. So click on top traders. When you get there, click on the yellow. If you could go back for a second, Ed. Top traders, and you click on the yellow and you'll see what all these other people are trading to get those kind of results. So this could be very helpful to you even before you pull the trigger on buying the license. Just click on any one of the view details, the yellow.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, see, this person's trading 3 coins, Sheep, Sol, and Sui, and they made 477% in the last 12 months. They started with 37.
And look, he did change the profit goal to 5% from 3.
Well, I mean, that's good.
I
Good
mean,
for
it's
him.
not a huge change, you know, it's not a huge change. It's okay, you know, to
Yeah.
make small changes like that.
Click
It's
on the
all
next one, Ed.
just don't go crazy and put 20 coins in, that kind of stuff. Because
No,
you
no
see
need.
this 30% in that coin, 35 in that one, and 35 in that one. That adds up to 100% of your money. If you do 10 coins, then you're only doing 10% per coin. You're
Yeah.
dividing your money up. If you do 20 coins, you're only doing 5% per coin. I know a guy doing 50 coins, he's doing 2% of his money per coin. He gets trades all day long. By the end of the day, he didn't make any money because he
Yeah.
doesn't have any money. He doesn't have enough inventory in each coin.
Right.
You know, trading, we've discovered over the last 4 years that 3 to 5 coins is the magic number
There
of
you go.
coins to own.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know,
Okay.
don't, this one here only has 1 coin and he's trading ACA, you know, and he apparently he's in love with it, ALEO. And he did 200, you know, he did 255% return. The important thing is, you notice I didn't put ending account balance here
Yeah.
because that's the biggest scam in the market. Because that's the easiest number to manipulate if you're the wealthy and you want to get the little guy out. You lower the price of the coin, and believe me, they know how to do that. They lower the price of the coin and your inventory goes down in value. So if they cut the price of the coin in half, the inventory, the value of your inventory just got cut in half, which means your account value just got cut in half. So you see the account value going down, that scares you out. Plus, you have all your friends and family are saying cryptos are a scam. You're gonna lose all your money. Get out, get out. How many of you got scared out from buying your Bitcoin and holding it when you were sitting on 20 Bitcoin 10 years ago? Instead, now that you got talked out of it by your friends, and you would have been a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
So, I
Edward.
mean, I'm
Yep.
telling you, so I don't show that. The important thing is the profits taken. If you keep taking profits, these profits are going to add up forever. And the
Yeah.
coins aren't going to sit down at 90% below where they were 4 years ago. They're not going to stay there. If they do stay there, they're going to just keep wiggling there, which is fine. But when they run up, all that inventory you have, not only are you going to be selling off all that inventory, but while it's going up, it wiggles on its way up. So you'll be buying more and selling more. So you're actually double dipping. You're selling what you bought on the way down, plus you're actually buying more while it's going higher. You're adding to advancers. So you're buying more and selling it while it's heading up higher even. I mean, I got the market coming and going, boy. I got it for 25 years. I've been cornering this market. I've been talking about a funnel, man. I've been just channeling that market into the corner, and now I got them trapped. And the
Thank you,
only way
Got
to
Mr.
him
do
trapped.
that is
Barsano.
25 years of straight, solid effort. One strategy, one program, concentrating on how do I conquer this market. I set out to conquer the market. And we did it. And I didn't
And
say
we
I shouldn't have said I set out. We set out. It was we are going to conquer the market all the way back
uh,
in 2001. I said we're going to conquer the market together.
and we all get to benefit from it. So
Right.
happy that you did. All right. So this is a not complicated, but Mike has a question. Does the auto trader dashboard show the entry and exit price of each transaction?
No,
Yes.
Question
no,
mark.
no, no.
Yes,
Listen. Hold on. He down below, he made two comments that the first part and the second part of his question have already been answered.
oh,
So
cool.
let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you,
And
Mike.
by the way, hold on. Mike also made this same gentleman, Mike, also made a comment, and he said, this is in the chat, by the way. He said, to be fair to the public, there have been many scams out there that pitch similar products. People are just overly cautious, and rightfully so. Your advantage, from my perspective, is that you do live webinars. We see your face. We know how to reach you, and you're not hiding behind a screen. Well, that's very accurate. But one more thing, Mike, you got to remember when you have total control of your crypto, because the API connection leaves you in charge at Coinbase or Kraken of your own crypto. Mr. Barsano can't touch your crypto if he wants to.
Right.
So anybody, I challenge anybody, I'll accept any logical answer. If you control your own crypto at Coinbase and Kraken, how can this be a scam? It's
Oh,
impossible.
right. The
It's
auto trader does
impossible.
not have the ability to
No.
to do anything. The auto trader never touches your money. I actually get people asking me,
Right.
how do I move money from GoBabyTrade to Coinbase? I'm like, hey, we never touched your money in the first place. It's in Coinbase. The auto trader can only send orders to Coinbase and tell
Right.
them, buy this, sell this, buy this, sell this. We don't have any
Well,
ability to transfer money or touch your money. I don't have access to your money at all. I've been that way for 25 years. I've never had access to people's money.
well, Mike, you're absolutely right. Not only do you get to see that we're real and live, and as Mike says, we provide great. I'm sorry, Anthony says provides personal support. That's why we're here. But you also get the benefit of us three fine-looking gentlemen that get a chance to answer your questions. So we appreciate that. Yep. I mean, look,
We love it. I love it. I
yeah.
learn from it.
Yep.
I learn from what people are saying,
Yep.
and as long as they're not telling me I'm a scammer and all that kind of stuff,
Well, I mean,
that feels,
I've
it
had
makes you
people
feel
make
bad when
that.
you hear
I,
that.
I've had make people make that comment, and I'm like, we get some we not lately, but we when we first started, we would get comments on the YouTube replays where people would go, "This is a scam. I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe that Crypto Casey's putting your reputation on it." Listen, here's my answer: change the channel. If you've gone through this presentation or seen and you have direct access to us, we'll give you phone numbers. I'll even give you can bring anything like that even resembles this that can beat what this platform does. And I've done this before. I'll put my own personal money on the line. I'll send you $1,000 worth of Bitcoin right now. It doesn't exist. And if you don't believe it, we're not going to talk you into it. We're not going to talk you out of it. But I can tell you the magic word that I used at the beginning: transformation. This
Well, my
is,
credentials are
I think,
real.
Mr. Barsano on a personal level, both online, face to face. He and I just had a conversation yesterday, the day before yesterday, where I profusely thank him for the opportunity to create a legacy for my children's children. That's my job. My other job, to steal Mr. Hevesey's thunder, is it's our job to employ your money. Your money's unemployed. If it's in making 0.0001%, or even if it's in something making 5%, if you're not making 20%, then you're doing yourself and your family a disservice. Now, granted, I'm very hyper and positive about this because I know that it doesn't, and we all know there's no other opportunity where you can control your money, come 100% control, and you can connect this magic machine that just prints money to your system that you control 100%, and you have the opportunity to make 30, 40, 50, 100, or the example 477% on your money. There's no games, there's no scam. If you believe it, you believe it. If you don't,
No.
you don't.
Okay, next question. Edward, why don't you grab
Yes.
Kathy? Yeah,
Kathy.
I'll grab that real quick. That's
Okay.
simple. That's simple. Can you please explain the level 2 edition? Is that new? That's only on Mr. Barsano's traders. Just ignore that. That's way too complicated for the average person. You don't need to know about it. It has to do with level 2 screens, and it's just a mind bender. Don't even. That's not on your
Well,
trader.
it's I put it on here for demonstrations, but it's too much data for
Too
each
much.
individual auto trader.
Yeah,
It's a waste of time to
right.
be streaming that data.
Let's not even show it, Ed.
But you
Let's
see
not
these
even show it.
small numbers at the bottom, like that 49 right there, or that 63. These are fake orders. Someone saying I'm willing to sell at that price, because you're not going to get filled at that price. You're going to get filled at a much higher price because you're going to want to buy a lot more shares than that. And, so you're going to end up getting filled at a higher price. Is there, the auto trader interrogates the level 2 screen to make sure you're not getting scammed when we submit an order. Sometimes someone will see a price on the screen and they'll say, "How come my auto trader isn't taking that profit?" And in reality, the price, the price isn't really right there. Not for you, not for the amount that you want to buy or sell. You're actually not going to get filled at that price if I submitted that order. So, and sometimes you'll see at the bottom order submitted or order processing, and once in a while you'll actually see at the bottom, it'll say order canceled, where the price just ran away. Each one of those prices that you're looking at on a level 2 screen, that's an individual order. That's one person saying, "I'm willing to buy or sell at that price." Look at these fake orders at the bottom here. 1.7, 28 shares, 75 shares. That's fake if I ever saw it. So you're not going to get filled at those prices. So you're going to think that's the best price, but really it's not. You would never get filled at that because you're going to order a lot more shares than what they're offering. Each one of those orders that you see on a level 2 screen are individuals out there saying, "I'm willing to buy or sell this many shares at this price." But if you want to you're going to need to you're going to pay a much higher price if you actually want to buy, because you're going to buy a lot more shares than that. ACH, look at how many shares. Oh, here, well, you can see it here, 50,000 shares. That's not 1.7 shares. You see what I mean? You're going to want to buy a lot more. Or in this
Can you
case,
see?
you're
Yeah.
going to want to start selling a lot more.
Can you see why we don't bring it up? It's a mind bender. Just don't worry about it. It doesn't.
But
It
I've been
doesn't.
doing it.
Yeah.
I caught on to what they were doing all the way back in 2001. And from then on, I started hiding all the orders. So your orders, that what you're going to do, are being tracked inside the auto trader. We don't float orders in public view until we're ready to fill the order. But then sometimes, remember, there's only one or two prices that you're going to want to get, and there's a million people vying for those orders, those orders at the same time. So sometimes the price will just run away. It'll just disappear, and then so then at the bottom it'll say order canceled. It ran away from us. So
It worked.
sometimes when you're selling something, you might say, "Well, how come I didn't get 3% when 3% is my profit goal?" Sometimes you'll get 2% or even 1.5%, it because the price just ran away and you were still profitable, but you didn't get the whole 3%. Sometimes you'll get more. Sometimes you'll get a 6% profit instead of a 3.
Yep.
Depends
All right.
on
We
how
got to.
things are
We
moving.
got to move on. Got to move on. Edward, all yours.
Take
All
what
right,
you can get.
Paul. What was that? It.
I said, take what you can get.
All
Whether I
right.
can get $148 or I can get $72, I'll take it.
All right.
It's free money.
Paul.
If I look down on the ground and I pick, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't want $10 bills. I only bend down for 20s."
Give me tens all day
Crazy.
long. Paul says Zora was at the top of the movers and were suggested in my trader when I started, yet I don't see it on the report. Well, it is an aggregate report that refreshes monthly. If you notice,
What
if
is
you
the symbol,
notice,
by the way? What is the symbol?
I don't know.
Well, he says Zor or something. How did he spell that?
Zora. Maybe
It's the
that's
same. It's the same thing. The symbol is the name of the coin.
okay. All right.
Z.
So my
ZO,
answer
let me
is
look for it. It's not
okay.
in the
While you're looking
report.
for it, my
It's not in
answer.
the report, which means it probably doesn't have a year's worth of data, because this is a 1-year report. If I go here and I go to let's go to the select currencies real fast. Right here at the top of this report, I can go crypto pairs for Coinbase, sort by symbol name, expand this. Now they're alphabetical. I'm going to go to the bottom of the last column here, and we're going to look and see if ZOR is there. If the broker lets us trade it even. WXY.
Zora,
Is
third
that
from the
it?
last.
Yeah,
It
that's it.
probably means let's click it. Let's click on it and let's look at how far back it goes.
It's got
Let's see
some
if we can look
volatility.
at a
I told
1-year
you.
report.
Yeah.
Um, That says April, look at over here on the left. April 24th of 25. That's only a 1 month, I mean, only a
Yeah.
few months since April.
Yep.
So it's not a 1 year, the coin hasn't been around for a year. If it
There's
doesn't
your
have a
answer.
year's worth of data, either it's not allowed because the broker doesn't list it or the exchange, which means it's not available to be traded. Like fart coin is one of those coins a lot of people keep looking for, and if I look up alphabetically, FART, it's not here. So fart coin is another one that's not available. So Coinbase is saying the coin is not available to be traded in your trader. The other way is if it is here, then there's not enough data to trade it, to generate that report. You can trade it, but there's not enough for the auto trader to put it in the report. Okay.
All right, Edward, go ahead.
Okay.
And in
Apologize.
rare cases, there are some coins that are not available in certain locations, like New York. If you're from New York, for some reason, there are
Yeah.
some coins that they say, sorry, can't trade that coin there. You know, the broker
All
won't
right.
let the trades go through.
Okay, Veronica, hi, welcome back. We haven't seen you in a while. Can you please explain or clarify how the trader works without a stop loss feature programmed into it?
Very easily, right there. We never sell at a loss. I will hold that loser. If I will trade it if it's wiggling up there, but I'll hold that loser up there if it goes lower. So watch. So now it went lower. I'm buying and selling down here. The action has moved down. So I'm trading down here, but I'm still holding that loser there. And now the action even moved lower. So now the action is down there. As long as I keep taking money in perpetuity, don't even worry about these few, I call them lots, purchases I made that are underwater. Let them stay underwater. It's okay. Because when the coin makes a big jump up, it'll sell those at a beautiful profit, just like there. So any inventory that I own below that, it'll sell off. You can actually go to, like, you can look at coin market cap. You can see when it went down here to its all the way down at that, what do you call that? It's not a peak. Peak is up there, right? What's this?
Trough.
What is it?
Trough.
All right, whatever the drop is. Somebody calls and says, "Hey, should I stop my auto trader from trading because the coin's crashing?" I said, "No. The biggest money you're going to make is what you bought at the bottom. You're still holding all these losers, right? That you bought at higher prices. That you wiggled a lot and took a lot of profit, but you're still holding some inventory. But when it goes up here like that, everything I own below these peaks up here is all sold off. You're not carrying any of this after it goes up here like that. So when it drops a lot, like this one right here, it dropped and it bought down there, but then it sold it when it went like that, when it went up. So you're always buying and selling. So I don't ever have to sell anything at a loss. And that's a misinformation that everybody is taught in school. They say if a coin or a stock drops 3%, sell it at a loss. Cut your losses. I say you are not cutting your losses. You are locking in your losses. I don't lock in losses. So,
Okay,
because I don't
awesome.
care where it goes. The
Yep,
name of the game is keep taking money. It will add up.
well explained. Thank you
And
so
that's
much.
why I always say over here, current profits saved, if I click on that, save 100% of your profits. Don't throw your profits automatically in. Some people want to set that to zero and they say save zero, so when the profits are coming in, they're not letting the auto trader save it. They're just letting it go out and being used again. Well, what you do with your money is your business. You can spend it or you can just dump it into the market. But if you're dumping it into the market in a down market, you're buying more shares at the top. And when the coin goes lower, you have less money to work with. I prefer to
Okay,
save my profits so that I can release it at the bottom. You see the inventory right here? This shows 16 lots deep of underwater inventory. See my hands here? I got 4 fingers there, 4 there. That's 8 lots. Double that. I mean, I've got 16 lots of negative inventory. You'd think that bothers me? I've taken 149,000 of profits right there while it was going down. I've taken another 59,000 of profits right there. Another 61,000 of profits right there. They can only, these open positions can only go up and down in value because based on the price going up and down, but the profits, when I take profits, they get saved forever.
Right.
And that
So
profits only go higher. They never go lower because you're never selling at a loss.
Go ahead, Edward.
So Russell, say I want to stop trading a coin and replace it for another. Will I lose the funds used attached to that coin when I
No.
stop trading it?
Well, this market value right here, if I sell ACH, I'm going to sell it for 58,000 because that's what the current price of that is.
He
But
apologized. He says, I know that I can just uncheck it. So in that case, it won't take the value away of the lots that you're holding. But if you uncheck, if you only leave check the buy or the sell, then what it's going to do is it's going to free up the money that's still in reserves that was previously allocated to that coin, and it's going to shift it to whatever else you add, but it's not going to harm you or sell the ones that you're holding at a loss. But you can't free up that money unless you actually force it to sell, which you don't do. Eventually, it will just sell off the inventory and make it available to the trader.
You see that $25,000? You have 23,000 up here available funds, 22,000 there, right? If I uncheck the allow buy and the allow sell, and I spread funds equally, that went from what, 22,000? I took the 25,000 that was available for GRT, that was still going to be available for it, and it spread it to the other coins.
It just means it's not going to buy anymore. It's allowed to sell it though.
It's allowed to sell it as it's profitable.
Right.
So
Okay.
so that's what a lot of people do, because I don't want to sell this coin. In this case here on this one at an $87,000 loss. No way. I'll sit and trade that coin forever because this is just, to me, it's just the coin price. And remember, the whales, the wealthy, have been loading up on these coins. Like I said, Trump didn't buy $7 billion worth of coin overnight. He was buying it all the way down. He's doing what we're doing. We were accumulating as it was going lower. And when these coins go back up there, we're going to make a fortune. Remember that the market's been on a long-term downtrend for 4 years. We saw up weeks or up days. Sometimes you'll see 4 days in a row where it's going up and people get excited. And I'm like, hey, man, that is not a bull market. That's a bull 4 days is all I saw. I didn't see a bull market. People are ready to throw all their money in when they see it go up like that. And I'm like, stop. That's not even real. I mean, it was temporary. We took all the profits we could during that nice up move. We sold a lot of inventory off. Thank you very much for the free money is what I say. But it's going to go back down. And don't worry about it. But when it really starts that long-term uptrend, we've been on that long-term down. Watch when the crypto market starts that long-term uptrend. We are going to make a fortune because all that inventory, those 16 lots of that one, 31 lots of that one, I'm going to start selling all that off automatically.
Yeah, the traders never seen an up market.
A bull market.
So, yep. April, yes, Attila's addressing you, but I wanted to personally welcome you to the community. I think you're going to benefit greatly. And yes, that how do you stop trading one to trade another is what.
Can you address? Yeah, I got April answered. Can you address James's question?
Yes. Why is it okay to add new money to a trading? I'm assuming you're saying the trader, but risky to invest profits instead of saving them. When both put money back into the market, I thought the more money the bot has, the more it can trade with, which should mean bigger profits. Yes. So let me sort of split the answer in two. When the market in the downtrend, 90% ish downtrend in the last 4 years, if you just keep reinvesting, meaning saving no profits, it's just going to keep, as Mr. Barsano makes reference to, you're just really throwing money into a black hole. However, a more conservative approach is that when you light your trader up, it's defaulted. One of the default settings is to save 100% of your profit. And that's not a bad thing, particularly when the market's going down. And what that does is it creates a reserve. Like Mr. Barsano's got 106,000.
We don't know that it's
Right.
going to go down. We don't know it's going to go down. I know what he's asking, and it makes, I understand what you're saying. However, the software, your principal is already being allocated. Your principal, the initial money you put in, is being divided up to make sure you have enough money to trade all the way to the bottom. What I'm saying is take the profits and let them go into your save bucket. So you're not adding more to the principal, okay? So you're reserving a lot. What happens if you say you go to the bottom and we get to the 75%, the default, let's go to the default. 75% trading window. So you get down to the 75% trading window, and then the coin drops all the way down there, and say it drops 76%. Well, all your funds were now allocated already into those 25 lots. So you have no more principal left. So then here's what you do, because the coins did drop 90%. So I've been watching this for 4 years. I've been studying this. We raised this to 30. So we extended the trading window 15% more to a 90% drop. However, where do we get the money for that? We go to the save bucket. And we can release some of this money, some of this 100,000 to the auto trader to be able to use it. I cringe when it goes down to 75% and somebody runs out of money, and then they call me and say, hey, my auto trader, is not trading this coin. It's trading the other coins because they haven't dropped as much, but maybe it dropped one coin, went down that far. And then I go and look over here, and I go, oh, he has no money. He spent his saved money already. Plus, if you get the urge to add another coin, you can add another coin. You got all this extra money to work with. Plus, if you live on your Visa card like I do, I mean, I literally live on that Visa card. You remember that story I told you about the cigar box? You open it up and there's always money in there. I remember I think it was the Twilight Zone episode. Every time you took money out of there, somebody in the world died.
Oh, no, we don't want that.
I mean, that's crazy.
All right.
You would have to take money out of there. But
that's
nobody
not the
dies
case here. Here it just keeps that nobody dies and the box keeps filling up. So Bill says, it's a rather long question, but I think it's a relatively easy answer, Mr. Barsano. I mentioned that I'm currently running under paper trading. I purchased the license a week ago. The reason why I have been paper trading is to see how it works before I determine how much to fund it with. It's been a week and it's shown profits taken every day since the second day of trading. Well, now you know it works, paper trading or not. My question is, I realize that the trader can't invest all the money at the beginning or else we'd run out of money left to buy when the prices dip. How does the program determine how much of the available Coinbase money, same for Kraken, it would invest? For example, I set up the paper trader with $5,000 and it's utilized approximately $300 to $500 per day. And when and how does it know when to invest more of the available money?
Well, I mean, it's using multiple. I can tell you the software is designed to be conservative when things are going down and aggressive when things are going up. So it speeds things up when prices are going higher, and it slows things down. And there's all these calculations. This is why Attilla says don't touch these numbers. It knows it needs to have enough money to go down 75%. Your 75% trading window going down. So it knows it has to have enough money to go down there. So it's doing math to figure that out. Plus it's doing the equal shares or equal funds. And either they both work fine, but let's just take equal shares for instance. If you're buying the same number of shares at a lower price, you're spending more money. But if you're buying the same number of, you're spending less money because you're buying equal shares at a lower price. But if the price is higher and I'm buying the same number of shares, I'm paying more for those shares, so I'm spending more money for that trade. So the software is doing the math for that, and it's also there's math there's pauses built into the trader, and how many times it's going to open a position on the way down. So it's doing a lot of stuff to calculate all that, so that when you're in so that you can click on it and it knows at what price are we at. It knows when it's going to add on the decliner, and it knows when it's going to add on an advancer. So again, it's making sure that it has enough money to do all that. So I can't really give you the formula unless, are you a programmer? Do you want me to help you write your program?
That's what I
I'm
was,
not sure how I
that's
can't
what,
explain it any more than that without writing the code for you.
yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering about the question.
It's a lot more involved than it looks. All right. I
you're,
make it look simple.
you're all welcome. You're all welcome to ask whatever question you want. But just think about it. Unless, like Mr. Barsano just said, you're a programmer yourself and you want to build a competing trader, good
Don't
luck.
do it.
Good luck.
Good
Good
luck.
luck. And
I'm
why
only
would you
telling
want,
you, don't do it. You're
why
gonna
would you want
lose.
to, yeah, why would you want to know that?
Well,
That's the
number one,
beauty.
I'm retired. I retired from Microsoft in '95. I have nothing better to do and I'm doing
plus,
what I love. All
plus
right.
you got a 25-year head start on the
Yeah.
data.
Well, the beauty of this
And I've
platform,
been
folks.
retired the whole time. So you are gonna go through the school of hard knocks, boy, because there's so much that we don't talk about here that you're gonna learn the hard way. And what the hard way for you is gonna be a lot of lost money along the way.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that have tried to do what I've done. I make it look easy. I know companies, I'm not going to name companies, but I know companies that have already came and gone that went out of business and lost millions of dollars for their clients because they thought they could do what I did. And
Well,
they
I,
actually
I
tried
have
to do
I
it.
have no questions. You did it. You're the top of the mountain. That's it. All right, Mike.
And
Well,
Mike
I've
I was
says,
just
dedicated 25 years to doing this. And unless you got not only that, but you really got to understand all the concepts and if you're going to try to do stuff without understanding the market, because not only do I have to understand the programming, I also have to understand how to make money in the market. Because if you automate a losing strategy, all you're going to have is an automated trader automatically losing. So you can't, it's hard to win. You compete with somebody that's been doing it for 25 years.
just
Plus,
by
I
the,
understand AI intimately. I've been doing AI since '89. So I really understand how AI works and what its limitations are. Not more than what it can do, but what its limitations are very important too. Because if you're trusting AI is fine and dandy for, I use AI for this stuff right here. For like if you're searching for stuff, there's AI in this. This is Chat GPT stuff. That's not GoBabyTrade stuff. But
Yeah,
for
my
GoBabyTrade,
advice.
for automating a stock market, AI it doesn't do the same stuff as when you're driving a car, has AI in it, the self-driving cars. Do you know how many cameras are on that car? How many different AIs are involved? Not one. So it
Well,
takes a lot
let me
more
So
just
than
we got to move on. I could say
yep,
so much about
we
that, but
we we
yeah.
shouldn't be pounding on developers. There are probably no developers on this webinar.
no,
Yeah, well, there may be, but hey, listen,
It's okay. I
my
like to
advice.
help you anyways. I like to help you. I just think it's a waste of your life, a waste of time. Unless you got 25 years to kill, be prepared.
And you'll still be 25 years behind. So
Because the
here's
market's always changing and I'm always improving the software to keep up with where the market's at. And one thing, can I give you a real big clue? The brokers, the exchanges, the stuff they throw at you. You're going to need a lot of code to deal with all those problems and the stuff they're changing all the time and making. I mean, I deal with it all because I've been dealing with it. I've got thousands of lines of code just dealing with the mess, the data that they throw at you, and
yep.
the partial fills that they give you when you buy something. I mean, there's just so much more involved than what I make it look like on the screen.
Yeah, here's my simple advice.
Don't do it.
Well, no. You have even more profound than that. You're being presented with a well-oiled machine that has proven itself over 25 years. Buy the trader, fund the trader, and go to the beach. Period. That's
Totally.
it's
it.
hands off.
So, Mike,
It's
I'm sorry, Attila.
No, it's hands off. I mean, it's kind of like, and again, all of you are free to ask whatever you want, but it's kind of like when all of you go into a car deal. I love car dealership examples because there's so many analogies. You see the color you like, you see the brand you like, you look at the warranty, you look at the price. How many people on the Zoom say to the salesman, now open that hood. I want to understand how these cylinders work and how the transmission works and how this car gets me from this dealership to my home. How does this work? Nobody does that. Okay, so use the same logic with the trader, like Edward just said. It's set it and forget it. You buy the license, you go live your life, and it's making money for you in your sleep. It
Yeah.
doesn't get better than that. It just doesn't.
This year, adding to
So
advancers, adding to decliners, profit goals, all the different quantities. This is all math.
show me the money.
Don't
So
even
so
go
Ed,
there. Don't even try. I mean,
yeah,
you are really barking up the wrong tree if you want
yeah.
to try to do this. But can you imagine getting a screwdriver and the first thing you do on the first day when you bought your new car is go in there and start turning the screw on the carburetor just to
Well,
mess with
all
the fuel to oxygen?
right. Since we're using analogies, don't use a screwdriver on a nail. Period. Just this is the perfect nail and the perfect hammer. Just and you don't even have to swing the hammer. So on a lighter note, Mr. Barsano,
Hey, we're
Anthony,
just having fun, everybody.
yeah,
We're not devious. We're really, we're
well,
just
you are.
playing.
We're not. So, so Anthony
But
wants
it's real
what?
hard for me to explain exactly how it calculated all these numbers. I
What?
mean, it
Don't
really,
bother. We don't want to know.
it's a lot of code. I
So
don't, I look
on a
at some
lighter
of the
note,
code and I cringe when I look at some of my code. I'm like,
on a lighter
man, I
note,
hope I don't ever have to go into that function again.
on a lighter note, Mr. Barsano, Anthony wants to know if you have any marital advice today. Don't
Yes,
answer that. Don't
do
answer
it
that.
her
All right.
way.
Mike
You want your
asks,
wife to be happy, do it her way.
Mike asks, has the auto trader had any losing accounts where the standard settings have not been changed? And if so, do you have percentages lost? Very
Well,
easy
no.
answer. Very easy answer. I got this one.
Okay.
Very easy answer. No. No. It's not taking a loss unless you force it to take a loss. Period. It's programmed to never sell at a loss. It just collects inventory, buys the potato chips, and when the price goes up, sells the potato chips.
I think though what he's talking about is on a short-term basis, is the account value lower than where it was, say, a month ago? And the answer to that would be yes, by all means, because the market, the more they push these coins down in value, the coin prices down, that makes your open inventory go down in value, which pulls the account value down in value. So that's why we sell 3-year licenses. We know if you just leave it alone, just the wiggling, the constant wiggling is going to make your profits go higher and higher and higher and higher forever. Literally forever. In the long run, there's no way to lose unless a coin goes out of business before you've taken a whole bunch of money. Because like it's going to get harder and harder for this SUI to hurt me if I just keep taking money like this. If I just keep taking it and it keeps adding up, and especially if I keep throwing it into my save bucket, there's so much evil built into this against the market. You know that I've got them coming and going, and especially we're adding the winners, we're adding the losers, we're chasing the price wherever it goes. You see my face? I can't even wipe that smile off my face if I wanted to. I mean, there's just I got them right where I want them, and it took a lot of years to get them there, and it feels good, and I know I've got them trapped, and we're in a real good position. So when you say, are there losing accounts? You know, it's somebody just starts and and the market goes down, for 3 weeks. They could be a little underwater. But in the long run, it can't lose unless the
Well,
coin goes out of business. I don't know how it could lose because if you understand the bucket and the well, it's just gonna keep taking money no matter where it goes. And if you keep saving those profits, you can try it yourself. Get a jar and a bag of marbles and throw one marble a day into that jar. I don't care how long it takes, you're gonna fill the jar and it's gonna spill over. And you're just going to keep doing it forever, and there's no way to lose in the long run. Is Microsoft ever going to go out of business? If you think about it, people were trading Microsoft 25 years ago with GoBabyTrade when it was sitting at $30. It's over 500 now. How do you lose if you just keep taking money forever? I'm telling you, the market's an insult to humanity. It really is.
Well, you're taking the sport out of making money, as I always say. So Veronica comments, she says the risk would be that the coin will not go up. Do you ever see that? Do you see that
It
happening?
doesn't have to ever go up. It could sit at 90% down. You see the wiggling it's doing right now at the top? It could do that at the bottom and just keep doing it right here forever. Just sit right here and keep going up and down. Nobody said don't keep throwing those marbles. I never said stop throwing the marbles in the jar. I don't care where the price is. The price doesn't matter. It's artificial. People want the price to go up because that's the only way they know how to make money. Because they want to buy it and they want it to go up. So they're buying holders and then they pray that it goes up. I'm never in pray mode. Believe me, I got all kinds of internal organs that I got to pray that none of them go bad. I got a wife and kids and grandkids. I'm praying that nothing goes wrong. I got a lot of things to pray about in life. I certainly am not going to pray about money or that the market is going to go up. What a terrible thing to have to pray for. But if you're a buy and holder, if you just buy a bunch of silver dollars and throw them in a drawer, then all you can do is pray that they go higher. Because if they go lower, you're dead. With me, I don't care where they go. Go down, stay down. But do you see that wiggle? It's never gonna stop wiggling. I can take you to any chart. Do you see all these wiggles? It never stops. Pick any coin. Anybody want to pick a coin? Well, let's just pick Alchemy Pay, ACH. I don't know what it's going to look like. Oh, look, a lot of numbers going up and down. Any coin is the same. It's just numbers going up and down. And if you're profiting on all these wiggles, Your profit is way up off the screen, man. You don't even care where these prices go.
All right.
And once you get it, this is a life changer. And when younger people get it, like in their early 20s and stuff, I love to catch people early because then I show them that the market is just free money when you do it right. Whereas if you wait too long, they get caught up in all the internet hype, in all the lies, the scams. I had 2 people in the last 3 weeks call me. One of them wasn't even a GoBabyTrade user, but he talked to me about 6 months ago, and so he thought he would go ahead and give me a call because he went and joined one of those sites that said we'll match what you're putting in the account, but you're putting it into their account. So once he put 49,000 into the account, he thought his account was up to 149,000. I'm going to tell you what happened real fast because I know Attila is chomping at the bit for me to quit talking. So so his account was at 149,000, so he thought he would take his $49,000 out. Okay, so he went to try to transfer it out, but then they said there was an error on the transfer. He did it something wrong. They blamed him. And then they said send us $5,000. This is the honest to goodness truth. They said send us 5,000 and we'll be able to correct that, so you'll be able to take the 100,000 or your 49,000 out. He wanted to take his principal that he put in out and let the other 100,000 ride. And they said send us 5,000 more. So that's when he called me. And as soon as he told me that, I said, do not send them $5,000. That's crazy. Don't do that. Okay, so I mean, you're just out. And I researched the company and I just Googled it and it said it's a scam. The company's a scam. So he's out. It's like what Attila was saying, when you first start, you're throwing your money into other people's accounts, they're going to rob you. With us, your money's in Coinbase or Kraken. I have no access to it. The second guy that just did it, he got something, he got an email. Attila, he got an email that said Attila Hevesi, a Facebook account, that it was fake because it only
Yeah,
had
somebody tried to scam my email, my Facebook
your
account. So
Facebook.
that's
And
really
then, but
unfortunate.
what they did is he friended him. He said okay, and then he went in they sent him a message in his Facebook that said have you ever heard of the DHS program? Okay. Now, right away, I would delete such a thing. I'm not interested in some other program when I already have a money machine, right? And he has a money machine, so it made no sense that he would do it. So, anyways, he listened to what they were saying, and he sent him $1,000, and which is crazy. And they said use Apple Pay cards, right? Apple Pay, what are those called? Payment cards.
Yeah, yeah.
Prepay cards.
Yeah, so he sent him 1,000, and then they said they would I don't know, give him 100,000 if he did that, which is crazy to think that they would do such a thing. And they said send us 300 and then we'll release the funds, but you got to get the 300 here by 7:30, right? He just told me this last night or the night before, and 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 then when he did it, the people in the store they were actually telling him don't do it, it's a scam. The people in the store selling him these Apple cards, right? They were telling him don't do it. So he does it anyways. He sent him to 300. Then the guy said, well, the guy with the FedEx truck had a flat tire and he didn't get it there in time. So send us another 2,500 and we'll be able to release the money. That's when he called me. And I'm like, stop, don't send that. Are you crazy? And he's
Yeah,
a
guys,
smart guy.
do
So
not do not ask to befriend me on Facebook until I get this thing cleared up. If you have a question for me, just send it to support at rctmarketingsystems.com. Okay. these scammers out there are bad. And I've never had that happen. As long as I've had Facebook, I've never been scammed. This is the first time. So do not answer anything. If you get something from me, I will not reach out to any of you,
And say,
obviously.
friend me.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So we're down to the last question. Patrick says, if you consistently keep 3 to 5 coins, but rotate that out 1 or 2 and rotate in 1 or 2 different coins from the $1 billion report and grow your inventory.
That could be a strategy. The only thing I don't like about it is this. Here's what I don't like.
yeah.
If you tell a coin to stop buying, and you're only going to sell it as it wiggles profitably, as it goes up, the problem you run into it, and I've seen this happen, especially while the market was dropping 90% over the last 4 years, you end up owning your last buy is here, and the price is 30 or 40% lower. So then the price is doing this, up, down, up, down, up, down, but you're not making any money because your last buy is up here. It's got to go above that to sell when you own up there profitably. So now you're in no man's land here. That's why I show the add to advancers, because I can add while it's going higher and I can add while it's going lower. So I'm never more than 3% away from the current price. So no matter where that price goes, you're always on inventory that you can sell. You're always able to buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell for the rest of your life. That makes this a money machine because it follows the price no matter where the price goes. If it wants to drop 90%, be my guest. I'll trade you down here until I die or you go out of business. I used to say that. What, is Microsoft going to go out of business to steal a few $1,000 from me? No way. And if they don't go out of business, they got to pay me till I die. I was trading Microsoft, Intel, in Bank of America, when Bank of America was $10, I was presenting to audiences with hundreds of people, and I say, does anybody in here think Bank of America is going to go out of business anytime soon? Nobody says yes. I said, then trade it till you die, baby. It's free money. Sitting at $10 a share, trade that coin, trade that symbol forever. There's nothing they can do to stop you. It's just free money. I don't know what to say.
It
And
is. It is. It's trying to unlearn, getting people to unlearn what they've been taught, which is all wrong about finances. So we're going to wrap up. Mr. Barsano, you get first last words.
well, for starters, go Navy. That's where I got my start.
Yep.
I'm not asking you to run through a rice paddy with a machine gun. If you're just out of high school, you're not going to go to college, go in the Navy for 4 years. It'll change your life. So my nephews don't listen to me, but you might.
Right.
They act
Awesome.
like I'm asking them to run through a rice paddy with a machine gun. I'm like, man, it changed my whole life, man. They put me in data processing. Greatest gift ever. So and you eat like a king if you're in the Navy. I mean, you do eat good.
So,
Um, so anyways, that's all my last words of wisdom.
Mr. Hevesy, your
Yeah,
last
well,
words of wisdom.
I would just say, folks, I definitely think this should be a big part of your strategy within the digital money revolution. Because, like I said, buy and hold there's a place for buy and hold, but there's nothing beats cash flow. And this provides cash flow for you 24/7 in your sleep. Again, maybe not every single day. It's market dependent. Okay. I had a week about 5 months ago. The trader didn't take a profit for almost 6, 7 days because the market was just going sideways. It didn't go up 3%. Okay. So it is market dependent, but pretty much like clockwork with what's starting to happen in the market now. Every 1, 2, 3 days, you're going to see profits come in, and it could be at 3 in the morning while you're sleeping. It's just an amazing platform. It's proven 25 years. It's way underpriced. Just pull the trigger and put it into your strategy moving forward within this digital money revolution. That's the best thing I could say.
No, it's
Okay.
good advice.
So,
The one thing,
so-
you know, that's what I was saying also is what I mentioned earlier. I do want to throw that in. Don't wait until you think there's good news or whatever on the horizon. It doesn't matter. There is good news every day. If you check the crypto news, it's all good news. Technically, there shouldn't be any down days. There shouldn't be any
Yep.
days. Like just yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? All these coins were down like 10%, 8%. And then the very next day, they bounced right back. They bounced right back. And you saw it. Anyone that was watching this today move here, this column, I mean, they were down like 8, 9%, and then the very next day they bounced right back and rebounded that same amount. So it's really about just getting started because you really want a lot of inventory, and so it's not like the old days where you look at a bunch of charts and you see and you wait for everything to be pointing up, then you jump in. Everybody's trying to do that kind of stuff in the stock market. They stare at charts all day and they go, all right, it looks like things are going up. Now jump in. That's the wrong way to do it, really. You want to buy low, sell high, not buy high and hope it's going to go higher. Really, it doesn't matter where you buy it. You don't need to be looking at research to jump in initially. But once you jump in, the auto trader takes over because it's going to buy right away. As soon as you sign up and buy 5 coins, and the software tells you the most active 5 coins, the ones that people are trading, the biggest movers, it's going to buy all 5 right away. And then the math will take over and
right.
it'll add the winners and losers. And so you really want to get every day that you're not trading is a day you're not making money. You don't know how many people I've talked to that I talked to 6 months ago, and then they finally sign up and they watch it run for a week and they go, oh my God, I should have started 6 months ago. Right. Every day that you're not trading is a day that number one, your auto trader is not taking profits, and number two, your auto trader is not prepping you for when the market does run. So you need both of those things to be taking place. So the sooner you get in, the sooner things start rocking and rolling.
Mr.
Awesome.
Barsano, you really, you understand you got 2 last words.
I know I cheated.
So for anybody that missed it before, I'm putting Crypto Casey's discount link in the chat. And I'm just going to ask you to look at perspective. And those of you that have seen us before, I always share my personal account of this opportunity. It literally allows me to create a legacy for my children's children, as I said before. And I'm actually training up. I got a 21-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 10-year-old. They're all going to have accounts because 10 years from now, and at the same time, I will teach them respect for money. I'm not just going to hand it to them, but it's the best opportunity I believe that I have. Maybe you feel the same, to take advantage of 50 years of programming experience and 25 years of experience in a successful trading environment that no one else has been able to accomplish, period. That's it. And I would ask you to look at the big picture. This is, I think I may have mentioned it earlier. Mr. Barsano normally mentions it, but this is a life shift. When I keep saying transformation, the transformation is, if you're in this game, you're in it forever, and you're simply going to have an ATM of you. That's it. I also want to say thank you so much for spending time with us. As you know, if you've been with us before, you get a copy of the replay. If not, by this time tomorrow, so 2 days out. If by this time tomorrow, we'll have the replay on our my company's channel, which is Financial Intelligence for You, on YouTube, and you can watch it, you can share it, you can join us at any time. The link that you use to join for this, share it with other people, have them, it'll be the best gift that you ever give anybody ever, is to listen to the facts, not give them a trader unless you want to, but let them listen to what we presented. That's it.
Well, we'll see everybody next week, same time, same channel, 2 p.m. Eastern, and go forth and multiply your money with the trader.
Mr. Barsano, thank you for joining us. You're the
Thank you.
VIP always.
Thank you.
And a special thank you to Crypto Casey.
Yep,
Thank
we
you so
love her
much.
too. Attila,
Yep.
thank you for everything as well.
Yep.
We'll see you soon.
Great job. Thank you.